storage space in us. So whatever we focus more on, that is what we shall have in abundance. Listen, one last thing from the Bible and then I'll shut up. Paul said this to the Philippians. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent and praiseworthy, think about such things. After all, like I said, you give what you have. My name is Kojo Yankson. Allow me to dump some positivity over your wall this morning. Good morning, Ghana.
Hello, good morning and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM, Hits 103.9 FM, on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi and myjoyonline.com. We're also live in all 16 regions of Ghana on X Spaces and on Facebook. Coming up, the Electoral Commission suspends result collation in Ablekuma North constituency, following objections to scanned copies of results from 20 polling stations.
They are not agreeing in 2020. They are not agreeing, so he will need time to study them again before he takes final decision.
Also coming up, the Clerk of Parliament is optimistic that the opening of the 9th Parliament will proceed peacefully, avoiding the chaos and disagreements that marred the proceedings 4 years ago.
This time around, it does appear that there are some numbers to really help make definitive decisions. What we are saying is that it's not a hung parliament.
Also, over 130 structures destroyed in the Kwadasu Wood Market Fire in Kumasi as distraught traders appeal for support from government and benevolent individuals.
Just say, you be beer and why you fire, you nas, just your name and you be beer, sick, you be beer.
We have details of that in business.
Price of LPG expected to go up by some 3% per kilogram beginning today. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
These and more coming up with me, Mami Singamche Thompson. Stay for details. In our first story, the Electoral Commission was compelled to suspend the collation of parliamentary election results yesterday in the Ablekuma North constituency after it could not authenticate the scanned copies of results from 20 polling stations. The Commission will decide on the suspended Ablekuma North collation exercise today. Kenneth Jesse reports.
After declaring the parliamentary results for Okaikwe Central, Tema Central and Techiman South, the Electoral Commission has suspended the collation of Ablekuma North constituency. The reason? It says it has noticed some inconsistencies in some 20 pink sheet results that have been provided by the various parties.
Now, we were left with 62. After doing the collaboration with the two parties, they have reduced the 62 to 21 now. 20. They are not agreeing, so he will need time to study them again before he takes final decision. So we will suspend the collation for today to give him time. Then when he's ready, he will call us, then we'll come and conclude.
Well, the MPP say they are satisfied with the processes so far.
EC indicated that where there are discrepancies between parties' numbers, EC says we need to give him some time, not more than 24 hours, for this exercise to be done. We will plead with our supporters and other stakeholders that let us respect the rules of the game.
However, the NDC have indicated that they do not recognize the collation exercise that is going on.
We are not going to take kindly with what is going on. We are not part of it. We will not respect whatever is coming out from this process because it's an illegal process.
From the old headquarters of the Electoral Commission, my name is Kenneth Jesse for Joy News.
Well, the NDC has however opposed the collation and declaration of results in outstanding constituencies, denouncing the process as illegal and unlawful. NDC's Director of Legal Affairs, Ediji Tamaklo, announced filing an appeal and a stay of execution against the Accra High Court's directive. The ruling had ordered the Electoral Commission to finalize the collation of results in all 4 disputed constituencies, a move the party insists undermines the process and undermines due process and fairness.
the National Democratic Congress rejected the purported declarations. Now, immediately after the court made those orders, we proceeded to the registry of the court to file a notice of appeal together with an application to stay the execution of those orders. The process having been stepped on, there is our expectation that the Electoral Commission will abide with the processes that were set. Now, they have decided to blatantly defy application to stay the execution and proceed with this purported declaration.
Now, the Clerk of Parliament, Ebenezer Ahuma Jetro, has expressed optimism that the opening of the ninth Parliament and the election of the Speaker will proceed peacefully, avoiding the chaos and disagreements that marred the proceedings 4 years ago. He interacted with Joy News' Maxwell Agbagba at the Black Star Square, where final preparations are underway for the swearing-in of President-elect John Mahama.
What happened last 4 years, obviously was an aberration. Nobody desires any second. This time around, it does appear that there are some numbers to really help make definitive decisions, barring any hiccups. Which hiccups we would put our house in order to ensure that it doesn't occur. So once the Speaker is elected,
So you're not expecting tensions like we saw last 4 years?
We are not expecting, neither are we saying that the possibility of occurrence, neither are we denying the possibility of occurrence. But what we are saying is that it's not a hung parliament. And it's so obvious. It's not a hung parliament. Once you don't have a hung parliament, it's for the members with the majority seats to organize themselves and to say this is where we are going. Unless there's a split amongst them and they want to have 2, 3, 4 nominations, then you go through votings and all that. But we are hoping that all those things will be minimized. So once those things are minimized, simply we'll go through the process, nominations will be invited, and we would, depending upon if there's just one nomination, the clerk will declare the person.
And you heard the Clerk of Parliament in interaction with my colleague Maxwell Agbagba. Now, away from Parliament, fire has destroyed more than 130 structures at the Kwadaso Wood Market in the Ashanti region. The inferno happened on Saturday, consuming the main sawmill, major machinery, equipment, and wood products worth thousands of Ghana cedis. Victims are appealing to government and benevolent individuals for support. Nana Boacheyadom reports.
The fire at the Kwadaso Wood Market caused huge damages to millions of properties in the wood market on Saturday evening before the intervention of the fire service. The blaze spread rapidly and ignited an explosion in a nearby ECG power supply chamber, causing a more devastating impact. Some of the victims say the fire service used more than 5 hours to fight the fire to avoid spreading to the nearby houses. Most of the victims are calling on the incoming administration to launch an investigation into the matter and also come to their aid. She says, what has happened here is new to us. We need the help of the authorities. We need you to come to our aid.
And when I came to the scene, to be frank, the fire was very great because it was something that we the boys here, we cannot do anything about it. So we need to call the fire service.
The assembly member at the Nsiasari electoral area at the Kwadaso municipality, Richard Tutu, speaking to Joy News, said no life has been lost, but the most affected items are the wood products and the milling machines.
Meanwhile, pressure is mounting on government to immediately halt the trader-led reconstruction of the Kantamanso clothing market following Thursday's fire, which claimed a life, destroyed over 7,000 shops, and affected 30,000 people. MP-elect for the Waka South constituency, Dr. Kingsley Ajiman, insists that the reconstruction must be led by government to ensure proper safety standards.
My greatest sympathy to all the affected traders at the Kantamanto market. I hear they are reconstructing the market. I have a very strong opposition to that. We can't continue to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. The reconstruction of the market must be done by the government with pre-engineered or well-engineered structure, because we can't continue to reconstruct this market, the same things that give up the fire.
Now, Takwa is facing a severe water shortage after the Ghana Water Company Limited shut down its Bonsa Headworks treatment plant, which supplies water to 75% of residents. In a statement, the district manager, Wisdom Do Akoto, revealed that the closure is due to the devastating impact of illegal mining on the Bonsa River, rendering water extraction for treatment impossible. According to the statement, the company is still monitoring the situation for acceptable parameters to resume treatment, but until then, the plants remain closed. Meanwhile, anti-Galamsey campaigners are expecting President-elect John Dramani Mahama to ensure he implements the provisions of an anti-Galamsey pact he signed just before the 2024 general election. Ken Ashikpe is the convener of the media coalition against illegal mining.
We signed a pact with 8 of the presidential candidates. So we have a pact with the president-elect. And we are going to hold him to that particular one. And we believe that he signed it knowing that he actually was going to deal with that.
Ken Ashikpe is convener of the media coalition against illegal mining, bringing us to the end of this morning's bulletin. I am Amisi Nyamiche Thompson. There's more news on myjoyonline.com. Up next is business on the Super Morning Show.
Hello everyone. I'm Hanefri, the Health and Safety Manager of Total Energies Ghana. I want to remind you of the importance of road safety, especially as the festive season draws closer. Road accidents don't just happen, they are caused. Reckless driving, overspeeding, and poor vehicle maintenance are some of the leading causes during this period. Here are a few tips to keep you safe. Always ensure your vehicle is in good condition before traveling. Please wear your seatbelt and avoid distractions like using your phone whilst driving. Let's commit to responsible behavior on the road this season. Remember, safety starts from you. Safety for me, for you, and for all. Afishapa.
Businesses know how important it is to create a productive and supportive working environment by investing in employees' health. With a leading international track record, Apex Health Insurance is licensed to provide medical insurance services to corporate organizations and SMEs. We also have international LH Blue cover and TPAs to cushion you. Multinational companies, factories, and government agencies, focus on your business while Apex Insurance takes care of your health. Visit Apex Health Insurance office at Zion House, Boundary Road, Shiashi, Kumase, opposite Prempeh College, Sofo Line, and Takrady Market Circle. For further inquiries, call 0501 562 962 or 0501 552 495. Apex Health, your preferred health insurer.
Anymore, pop quiz. Are you ready?
Hit me.
Can you give me 3 words that start with Omni?
Oh, that's easy. Omnibus, omnipotent, omnibus. The bank with a really nice signboard.
Hey, Radzi, you mean Omnibisic? OMNIBSIC. Omnibisic. Let me hear you say it.
Omnibisic.
Perfect.
Is that an abbreviation?
Not entirely. And it's not just a bank with nice signboards either. Omnibisic Bank is Ghana's fastest growing bank with innovative banking products and headquarters in Atlantic Tower at Airport City, Accra, as well as 40 branches across the country. Omnibisic Bank has the final word on excellent customer service delivery in Ghana.
Plus, they have the coolest signboard.
Yes, they do. And the coolest name, Omnibisic.
At your service.
Festive season is here. You know what that means. Groceries, bills, and so many unplanned expenses. But don't panic. There's a cool new feature on Haptel you have to know about. It's called Pay Small Small. Yes, like the name says, Pay Small Small. It's Ghana's first widely and instantly available buy now, Pay Small Small service. With Pay Small Small, you can buy food, groceries, airtime, and pay all your bills without paying the full amount upfront. So this festive season, you're sorted. Pay a small fraction of what you're buying now and spread the rest into 3 weekly payments. All you need is your Ghana card to activate it, and you're set. It's the perfect solution to keep your pockets in check this festive season and beyond. So don't wait. Go to your Haptel app now and choose Pay Small Small as your payment option. Haptel is everything you.
How secured are you? Let me ask you again. How secured are you? Say yes loud with confidence when you are protected by Millennium Insurance, because it gives you great reliability and comfort. Sign on any of our products today, be it motor, fire, burglary, accidents, travels, bonds, liabilities, engineering, marine and aviation insurance. Visit our offices in Accra, Northridge, Tema, Kumasi, Kofridia, Takrady, or any of our 30 agents nationwide. Call 0302 766 631 or 0504 394 997.
Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner.
Let me share my experience with you at the new Aqua Safari Resorts. When you arrive, you're greeted by warm smiles and introduced to your 24-hour butler who already has your itinerary sorted. Enjoy water sports activities like jet ski rides, kayaking, water sliding, flyboarding, and castanet fishing. You can even have your lunch here on the boat cruise. Let the tour guides take you through the sceneries of the mangrove forest, the friendliness of the animals, while you pet and feed them. We chose to have our breakfast with a beautiful sunrise right in front of our cabin.
Visit Aqua Safari Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
What are you paying for? A delicious meal at the restaurant? Do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. Buying fuel for your car? Do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. Shopping online or at the mall or your favorite supermarket? Do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. When you need to pay, do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. With a large network of merchants and payment points, the SG Ghana Visa Card is your secure and convenient way to get things done in Ghana. You can also use the SG Ghana Visa Card for secure online purchases. Make your life easy and use your SG Ghana Visa Card today. To find out more, call 0302 214 314. That's 0302 214 314. Société Générale Ghana. The future is you.
Akpafwe.
Hey, good morning.
I mean, you thought this day will never come.
Feels like ages. Happy New Year, Kojo.
Happy New Year to you too. It's been
good to see you.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's good to be back. And how are you feeling? Yeah.
I'm good. I'm more fired up for 2025.
Nice. I'll tell you who else is all fired up for 2025. The new members of Parliament.
Oh yeah.
Yes, who will be swearing in, who will be voting in their speaker tonight.
We have an idea who it is, right?
Yes. I think we know who the president would like it to be.
Yeah.
In a proper situation of separation of powers, this would merely be a recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, it should be the choice of the leadership of our parliament.
I'd be shocking if it doesn't go that way.
But so, that's why I'm saying, in a proper democracy, it would just be a suggestion. But we know how things are in Ghana, so it's bargain.
It's going to be.
Yeah.
But
one word to describe the outgoing parliament:
chaotic.
So far, not good. Mine was disappointing. Yours is chaotic. Hey, Buboba.
I mean, it started from day one, didn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the chewing of ballot papers and the blows and people's parents who acting like. Hey, nursery school crowd, there's more decorum there than what we saw at the beginning of this outgoing parliament.
Yeah.
The expectation is that tonight will be less chaotic, but this is parliament, so allow for all eventualities.
Speaking of chaos, what happens to the seats that have not been called yet? I mean, pulling the disputes.
Interesting question. Plus, as you know, Alban Bagbin has expressed his view on all of this, late collation. And he thinks it's unlawful. He thinks that it is the speaker who has the final say on who becomes a member of parliament.
Really?
Yes, because he swears them in.
Okay.
So based on that,
he's saying
he has already said
that he would not swear in any of these last minute, last minute collated MPs.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So who knows? Maybe your Christmas wish will come true, and there will be even more chaos
even
tonight.
More chaos. Or some drama, I guess.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But we'll be there. We'll be there live this evening. Okay. Let's start the year with gratitude. The 6 a.m. news came to us thanks to Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. Absa Bank Ghana Limited, your story matters, and Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Let's roll out the trumpets for the first time this year for the Joy Business Report, brought to you by Omni Basic Bank at your service and Safari Valley Resort, bringing you closer to nature. Trumpet!
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, price of LPG expected to increase by some 3% per kilogram beginning today as distributors respond to developments on the international market. Also coming up, government targets 2 separate debt payments to investors in first quarter of this year after settling $346 million to Eurobond holders last Friday. Plus, Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Ernest Addison projects single-digit inflation by first quarter of next year. Details coming up. Oh, great to be with you. Hello to our friends listening from Kofu Radio and KT Radio. My name is Darryl Kwao. First up, the price of LPG is expected to go up by some 3% per kilogram beginning today, influenced by rising prices of the product on the international market. Vice Chairman of the LPG Marketers Association, Gabriel Kumi, says external developments played a major role with this expected adjustment.
Indeed, there's some relative stability, but that does not mean that international price of the product is not going up at all. If you check the figures, you realize that the international price has gone up by about 3%. Even CD, the last 2 weeks, we have witnessed almost 1% depreciation of the CD. Crude oil has also started picking up. It started increasing. So all these factors put together will drive up the price of the product a little bit. We are hoping and praying for the best. We hope that this relative stability that we've experienced over the past month or so will continue to maintain.
You had the Vice Chairman of the LPG Marketers Association. Meanwhile, some oil marketing companies are also expected to review prices of various petroleum products at the pumps this week. Now, government will now be targeting to clear 2 debt payments to investors for the first quarter of this year after it cleared some $346 million to Eurobond holders in coupon payments last Friday. George Yafe has the latest.
Swift advice document seen by Joy Business confirmed that government has made the necessary payments to these Eurobond holders, as announced by President Akufo-Addo during his State of the Nation address. This is the second payment made by this administration after a similar one in October last year, totaling $520 million. There are 2 separate payments that should be made in the first 3 months of this year. However, Joy Business understands these will be coupon payments targeted at domestic bondholders. Some 6 billion cedis should be made on February 21, 2025, and another one totaling 6 billion cedis, which is due in March this year. This should sum up to some 13 billion Ghana cedis for the first quarter of this year when it comes to these payments. The Finance Minister, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam, has also disclosed the necessary funds have been set aside through the sinking fund to deal with these commitments. The 2025 mini budget has shown that government will be setting aside some 20 billion Ghana cedis as total interest payments for the first quarter of this year.
Well, in a related development, the Bank of Ghana has also disclosed that it has built the required dollar reserves to support any external payments to investors this year. Now, government achieved a 24% oversubscription of treasury bills. However, it came at the expense of rising interest rates, increasing cost of repaying the short-term instruments. Here's more.
The government got 5.392 billion cedis, but accepted 5.37 billion cedis for the short-term instrument. For the 91-day bill, the government received 3.539 billion cedis, but accepted 3.531 billion cedis. About 670 million cedis were tendered for the 182-day bill. However, 604.39 million cedis were accepted. For the 364-day bill, all the 1.235 billion cedis tendered were accepted. Meanwhile, interest rates continue to rise on the yield curve. The yield on the 91-day bill increased by 16 basis points to 28.19%. VAT of the 182-day bill also shot up by 28.91% from 28.68% the prior week. The same could be said about the one-year bill, as the rate went up to 30.15% from 30.07% the previous week.
Now, turning to some more news for you this morning, the Bank of Ghana is targeting inflation slowing down significantly in the coming months to hit the much talked about single-digit target by the first quarter of next year. This is based on work done by the central bank over the past months to deal with excess liquidity, rising food prices, and the depreciation of the cedi. Dr. Ernest Addison is governor of the central bank.
This year, we're expecting to make as much progress, getting inflation to 15% by the end of the year. We have had to revise that objective to around 18 plus or minus 2%. And now it looks like we are looking at landing on the outer bands. Now, going forward, we are forecasting that we would see faster disinflation, meaning that maybe from 23, we should expect to reach 15. And the forecast is for us to get into a single digit by the end of the first quarter of 2026. But this will be predicated on the policies that will be implemented in 2025.
That was Dr. Ernest Addison, governor of the Bank of Ghana. Now, President Akufo-Addo is linking the significant growth of the mining sector to policies implemented by the government during his presidency. The president revealed that this has resulted in total gold production reaching a record 4 million ounces. President Akufo-Addo disclosed this when he gave the State of the Nation address to Parliament.
I'm happy to be able to say that we implemented some of the boldest and most progressive policies in the mining, forestry, and land sector. As a result of these policies, we overtook South Africa as the leading producer of gold on the continent. Not only have we revamped dormant mines like the Obuasi and Bibiani mines, we have also worked to deliver the Cardinal Namdi mine, the first large-scale mine in northern Ghana, and the first greenfield gold mines in our country in more than a decade, with the ongoing construction of new mines in Ahafo by Newmont, in Upper West by Azuma Resources.
You heard President Akufo-Addo. Now, the World Bank Vice President Osman Diagana is set to begin a 5-day working visit to Ghana beginning today, the 6th of January. Issues expected to dominate his visit will include exploring ways to support Ghana's economy. He's also expected to attend the swearing-in of President-elect John Mahama and engage in other key activities whilst in the country. Now, First Solutions has questioned the incoming government's intention to abolish some taxes, saying such a move will affect the government's fiscal consolidation program. According to the UK-based firm, the NDC government's promise to abolish taxes such as the electronic transaction levy, emissions levy, and COVID levy is just mere political rhetoric. Here's Associate Director at First Solutions, Mike Kruniger.
Indeed, John Mahama has indicated that he might renegotiate the terms of Ghana's IMF program and that he wants to remove certain taxes implemented by the current NPP administration, including the tax on electronic payments, the e-levy. While he will probably cut these taxes, the ones he seeks to target represent a very small portion of Ghana's total public revenues, accounting for less than 3%. Therefore, we view the removal of these taxes as largely symbolic, largely political, rather than having a significant impact on Ghana's fiscal standing.
You had Mike Kruniger there, Associate Director at First Solutions. Now, energy expert Dr. Isi Sulemana has described the ruling by the International Court on tax charges against Tullow Oil as good. Now, this will help, it says, in restoring confidence in the sector. The London-based International Arbitration Court last week ruled that Tullow is not supposed to pay almost $400 million in tax charge to the Ghana Revenue Authority. Dr. Suleiman noted that he expects the development to open up the sector for more investments.
So going forward, how do I think the impact? I think it's a win-win for Ghana. And I'm saying that because Tullow needed that money so much. If you look at their operations in these recent times, tallow is facing a lot of challenges. So two fronts that is going to be beneficial, tallow and Ghana. And when I always mention tallow, upstream is tallow. Without tallow, we're not going to we're going to end peanuts.
Energy expert Dr. Steve Suleiman on the stock market. The share price of Fan Milk PLC is expected to decline this week due to selling pressures. Here's Grace Munayin of Databank Research on how your stocks so fare.
The first trading week of the year concluded on a positive note, driven by a price gain in Cow Bank. New Gold also advanced by 1 cedi 40 pesos to close the week at 391 Ghana cedis 90 pesos, whereas Atlantic Lithium closed the week as the sole laggard. Consequently, the Ghana Stock Exchange Composite Index advanced by 0.04% weekly, to a year-to-date gain of 0.04%, whereas the Databank Stock Index added on 0.07% weekly, to a year-to-date gain of 0.07%. The week's turnover amounted to 3.64 million Ghana cedis, after trading 1.14 million shares across 21 counters. MTN Ghana and New Gold led trading activities last week and accounted for 93% of the market turnover. On outlook for this week, we expect the share price of farm milk to decline due to selling pressures. For Joy Business Reports, Grace Munanyun of Databank Research.
Thanks, Grace. On the commodity market this morning, crude oil selling at $76 a barrel. Gold lost marginally to open trading at $2,634 an ounce. Cocoa increased by more than $100 to open trading at $11,238 a ton. On the currency market, the dollar going for 15 cedis 49 pesos. That's what forex bureaus are offering their clients this morning. The British pound 19 cedis 30 pesos. The euro 16 cedis 18 pesos. The commercial bank selling the dollar for 14 cedis 68 pesos. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Daryl Kwao. Thanks for listening. It's back to Koji Yankson and the team. It's a full team this morning.
Everybody's here.
Around.
That's right. Raymond just got in a few minutes ago. Everyone is here.
Excited.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Okay, so they picked something by Rotimi Keys and Moses Bliss. Bliss. My glasses are,
Oh, I see your glasses now. They look like somebody's glasses.
Oh, please. I deny all association. I deny all associations with this somebody. These are my glasses from Robert & Sons. We do not want to be associated with anybody else.
Anyway, we'll leave it here. I don't say much.
All right, are you ready for this?
Oh, yes, I am.
The song is called This Year.
All right.
If you want to attract great things to yourself, play great songs. So the whole gang is back together again. Raymond, Winston, Mamabi. It's a full house. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hey, yeah.
Hello, good morning.
It's nice to see your
Raymond,
beaming
Happy New
faces
Year.
across the studio.
Raymond, Mama V says Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Why?
We can't. I will not pretend that I don't have problems with you.
Hey, there is beef.
Yes.
We are starting the year with
can't
beef.
Use because you are sitting on air, then I'll come and do. No. Keep the same energy.
Nana,
are you suggesting that she didn't wish you Happy New Year on the 1st? Can you believe that? But did you wish her? I attempted to. I called her during the festivities. Up till now, she has not picked up. Is that the case?
I returned the call.
You called the wrong people. You didn't call me. You didn't call Winston. You are now sitting here complaining. But still call me.
Kojo was in church,
Yeah, that's right.
Over.
Yes.
You've done well.
Thank you very much.
Whoever
is influencing this newfound Christianity and born again status.
What are you talking about?
We thank God for the life of the person.
I was born again a long time ago.
Boss. Let's not do that today.
Let's move to our drive safe campaign.
Yes.
I have my eyes on him now.
Brilliant.
So I'll be telling you whenever he shows up in church.
Okay.
And when he fails.
Winston has
for them to be monitoring you.
I don't even understand him. By some fluke, he has discovered which church I attend. By
my eyes are on you,
and with the help of some concerned boy that I'm going to be dealing with later.
My eyes are on you.
Because of that, he thinks he knows everything.
I'm going to start the year on a good note, and we are grateful to God for your life.
Amen.
Yes.
All right. Well,
the Drive Safe campaign is actually brought to you by John Newsted, the Multimedia Group, and supported by Toyota Superior Quality. And let's not forget, this year, some people do that thing, right, where they buy the car in October, September, sometimes as far back as August, because they think that when they register it here, the year will end soon and the value will depreciate heavily. They wait till the new year, which also means that they'll put pressure on the DVLA and the other institutions that's supposed to help them register that. But the fact that you are driving an unregistered vehicle does not give you the license to misbehave on the road. Some of our people like that. Some of our people are just experts in doing that. So we have started a new year on a good note. Our pledge this year is that we are going to let 2,000 Ghanaians die on our roads. So contribute your bit. Register your car when you have to do so, and make sure that you obey the laws of this country. Make sure that you comply with every road regulation. You do not need the police arresting you before you do what is right. It is irresponsible to behave that way. Let's all be responsible this year. Yes.
All right, that's your drive safe tip this morning. Let's learn how to say it right now. It's brought to us by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks, and Societe Generale Bank. The future is you.
Something must be done.
You say either. I say either.
Here's a word we use almost every day. Cute. C-U-T-E. Cute. Not exactly a big word, is it? But are you sure you know what it means? Well, it simply means pleasant and attractive. That's it. Cute does not mean small. It does not mean portable. It does not mean short. Yeah, that's right. Many of us have been using this rather common word completely wrongly. The word cute actually used to mean something else entirely. It was originally a shortened version of the word acute and was used to mean smart, intelligent, or witty. At some point in the 19th century, our dear old American friends turned it into street slang for pretty. That's how it came by its modern meaning. Now, at no time in history did cute mean small. I think the current corruption of the word may stem from the fact that cute is often used to describe pretty or adorable looking children or attractive things that also happen to be small in size. But even in those cases, cute is still not a description of their size. I know language evolves, but not that fast. I'm already hearing newly attempted incarnations of the word like cutesy.
Cutesy. Now, kids, that is definitely not a word. Let's calm down and say it right. Cutesy. Very demure, very cutesy. All right, okay. Listen, let's get through the news review. It's brought to us.
Before you go there, we can say Mama V is cute.
Yes, it would mean that she's attractive.
Thank you very much.
Adorable.
Raymond?
Yes. It would not mean that she is small.
I see.
Yes. But since you are beefing with her, do you really want to say that she's
No,
cute?
no. I want to use it as she's small.
You can't. Permission denied.
I hear you. If you insist, I've used it in my head, but that's fine.
No, too. All right, listen, let's get into some stories. The news review brought to us by Syntex Tanker is stronger, tougher, and Access Bank more than banking. And look, another market is up in flames. All right, the Kwadaso market saw about 130 structures destroyed as a fire raged through this Ashanti regional wood market. It was on Saturday that this happened, and the main sawmill, major machinery, equipment, and wood products worth thousands of cedis all went up in flames. And of course, victims are appealing to the government and benevolent individuals to come to their aid. Nana Boakye Adom has been there, but just listen to this.
Just say, you be beer no why you fire. Ye nas just ye never ye be sika ye be so.
She says,
for ye him more. Somewhere so ya cinema boy, na sadia. Ye near my bed dear crab ye diamaye.
And when I came to the scene, to be frank, the fire was very great because it was something that we the boys here, we cannot do anything about it. So we need to call the fire service.
Yeah, Saturday.
Terrible incident there. And I heard somebody say after the Kantamanto incident that they should step up protection for various markets. But if we know the structures we are putting in place in these markets in the first place, we cannot dismiss the fact that there will be a fire incident anywhere in this country. Accidents do happen. But the tendency that it claims lives, it becomes a big issue, it is reduced by putting in place proper systems. And I talked here about what they call it, having smoke detectors, for example. Do we have them in our markets or the places that these things get burnt? Do we have fire extinguishers so that the person who shop the thing started with, if anybody is nearby, they'll be able to pick it and go and try? Are they trained? The people in the markets or their security officers when the people are not there? Are they trained as perhaps first responders to deal with some of these incidents? We cannot pretend that you let things be on their own and expect results when it happens. Even if you believe that somebody is deliberately doing that, as we have sought to wish away proper systems, and that's what we've done over the years, we deliberately wish away doing the right thing and blame that, it's arson. Then we stop the entire conversation about standards required in these units and the buildings and everything connected to that. And then we drive everybody into the conversation about arson. So that we even have imported Americans to come and help us deal with arson before. Remember, I don't know if they have published their reports now, but we have imported Americans to come and deal with arson before. We didn't get to the bottom of the matter. Today, there are still incidents of fire or anything related to that. Now we have still not gotten reports on that. When you do that, you do not learn useful lessons from it. This is a country that's still yet to implement that report from the June 3rd fire and flooding disaster that happened at Circle. That country does not learn anything from its history. So I was referencing, because I saw his voice note, Dr. Ismail Norman, the first time I met him, it was at Drusa at Legon in the Office of Research, Innovation and Development. He had done some work about fire incidents in this country. And some of the conclusions he put out was, on the average, there's a fire incident in this country every 2 hours. And he did it for a very long time. I mean, he actually compiled the data for a very long time. If we know that to be the fact, at least basis for it, it means that our standards would have been improved to put in systems that will make it work. But we don't do that. We are pretending that when incidents like this happen, our solution is, build a new market.
You see,
or you just make sure you arrest the people who have caused some danger to our public.
Why would you do that? And it's very simple. The reason we don't do all the things you've talked about is because we never believe that there could be an accident. We always blame somebody for our problem. And because we always believe that someone deliberately did this, we go on a wild goose chase, we come back and nothing changes. So all of a sudden, we've said, then there was a prophecy. Then again, we're back to the basics in this country.
And even educated people say that.
We're back to basics. We say, once there's a change in government, you see market fires. Back to basics. It means the same story. Then we'll go on and on and on. Meanwhile, there could be an underlying problem. Nobody cares about it. That the Ghana National Fire Service had consistently been telling us how they've been training people when it comes to safety and all. Would they sit back and ask themselves, have we trained people in these markets to deal with fires? If we had trained them and we're still experiencing these, what is wrong with our trainings? Is it about time we sat back and said, okay, maybe we're not doing the right things? Because, these public places must have fire certificates. How did they get them? Do they have them? If they do not have them, they're not fit for purpose. So these are questions we should be finding answers to. But again, the first thing we think about is how to rebuild the market.
Which is okay. Started, actually.
Yes, which is okay.
So I was just going to say part of the answers to the questions that you're raising would be how we quickly rebuild.
Yes.
Look at the materials being used.
Exactly.
This season is actually also dry.
But you see, Mama V, this is where the Ghana National Fire Service comes in. This is how come certification for our buildings would come in. So at every stage of your building, you need to be you need to be given a certificate to continue. Do we do that?
This would go beyond the fire service, really, because.
But you see, at that point in time,
the structure.
Yes.
From the scratch.
The assemblies would have to certify you're doing the right thing. But I'm saying that when you come, the Ghana National Fire Service, for instance, will tell you that when you go to a public place, there must be 2 exits. They tell you, when you get here, you must be able to go out from here, out from there. They would give you all the, things that you need to do. They even would tell you the staircase must be able to have 2 or 3 people at the same time. Because in the cases of emergency, that's when you realize that people would be, will try to use it. So where your staircase can just have 1 person, it's problematic. These are things that, the fire service, they will tell you. My point is that the people are building. But
have they ever taken, say, me to court for failing to comply with, say, I own a section with Sami Odame. We have a section at Kantamanto because we visit there consistently because we identify with the people. Have they ever said this section that people are running, it is contrary to our regulations, so we are dragging you to court? I have not seen anybody who's been subjected to that before. In fact, their target is mostly the institutions like our building and other places. It's almost as if the places that are heavy risk, they don't care about. And we should be able to admit to ourselves, we fail our people when we do these things.
I'll be honest with you, I'm tired of discussing problems that have already been solved elsewhere. And we are always talking about them. These things are not new. Is Ghana the only country that has a timber market? Are we the only ones? What happens in other places? Are we trying to say that the local authorities in these municipalities where there are timber markets, nobody there has had the wisdom to even go on YouTube to go and watch how timber markets are set up elsewhere? Go to Scandinavia. This thing that I keep talking about, fire retardation, it's such an ordinary thing. All you are doing is you are slowing down the speed at which fire can spread from one place to another. So if you set up a market, it's stalls, isn't it? Good. So you make sure that the stalls are built with materials that do not go up in flames, because your products are highly flammable. So you set it up so that if there is a fire in one stall, it cannot spread to another. It or at the speed by which it will spread is slowed down to some hours. It's all based on the material you use to build the stalls. So if you get that right, then if there's a fire in one corner of the market, there will be enough time, no matter how slow our fire services, even though the president says he has doubled their numbers since he became president, no matter how slow they are to get there, there will be enough time for them to come and put out the fire in that one stall before it spreads to the others. This is common sense, and it has already been the solution has already been found. So why are we acting as if as for us we don't know what to do?
You know, we the taxpayers must be angry, and we must ensure that we must put pressure on the government so that they use the right materials in rebuilding. Because we cannot continue. You'd see they would use the woods again, and then some structure will come up in the shortest time. And then before you know, we'll get into another very dry season where the weather is ripe for things like that. So the moment something kicks in, then you see flames.
The people in the market themselves, they are calling for quick rebuilding. They are not calling for safe
and then
rebuilding.
We use the state resources also to cushion them
every time.
So our monies go in there
every time.
And we must make sure that we have proper structures in place.
And look, these are public places. We go there with our children. We go there with our loved ones, our family members. Who's to know the next time a fire, breaks out in these places, whether you will not be there with your family? Who's to know? And when we rebuild the whole thing out of matches, then when the fire, comes, you and your family will all burn. So why are we not thinking?
The assembly. We must get answers from the assembly. We shouldn't just watch them.
There are people sitting there who are trained in what I'm talking about. If I'm sitting at Joy and I know this, then definitely the people who have been employed and are being paid to do this job, to inspect construction work, they know this.
It's as if there's nobody in charge, so your structure got bent, so on your own you decide to put it back up. Because with what material?
We reduce this also to petty partisan politics. Oh yes, they don't like us, we don't vote for them. So if you really want to crack the whip, the fear is that if you do it, the people will complain. But that's why you are an official. You're not there to make the easy decisions. You are there to ensure the right thing is done. If judges behave the same way, if police officers behave the same way, nobody will get anything done in this country. Somebody ought to crack the whip and get the right thing done. And somebody ought to be responsible. See, this incident happened. People lost millions. Nobody resigns for it. But somebody was responsible for it to ensure that that market runs without incidents like this.
All right, listen, the online review is brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goil Good Energy. Goil Yenara Yendia.
And dear valued customer, Happy New Year from all of us at Zenith Bank. As we welcome 2025, we extend a heartfelt appreciation for your loyalty and support. We remain steadfast in our commitment to providing innovative banking solutions and delivering exceptional service that exceeds your expectations. We wish you a year of growth, prosperity, and shared achievements. Let's make this year extraordinary together. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Now, Good Energy brings you Gold Super XP, the ideal choice for most vehicles. It is flowing wow at many Gold stations in the country. Just go fuel up your vehicle and enjoy the smooth ride with all the benefits. Gold Super XP is quality and gives you the correct choice when buying regular fuel. Now, it's actually also fortified with a special additive that gives longevity to your engine, makes your engine perform to the max using minimal fuel, and it is suitable for most vehicles. As you journey the road this morning, look out for the Gold stations with the Gold Super XP sign and go fuel up your vehicle. Gold Super XP. Wo filia.
That word she can't pronounce it.
No.
Will you try? Let's try.
Which one? Ophelia.
No.
The LON. No.
I don't have the LPM today.
Listen. Go.
It's not my bed.
It says do 1.
Longevity. Longevity.
Hey!
It was a slip.
Oh,
Yo.
yours is an error.
Anyway, where are we? All right. What's on my journal line?
CDD Ghana's Professor Kwesi Prempeh raises issues with Mahama's approach to endorsing Bagbin. This is all coming out of the statement that was issued, mandating the MPs on the NDC side to nominate Bagbin as Speaker of Parliament.
Yeah.
In the 9th Parliament.
I think we've just put aside any semblance of separation of powers. We've just decided that we won't pretend. We won't pretend anymore that we have separation of powers. The president has told the Parliament who to choose as Speaker. This is the same president, by the way, who said that they will not abuse their supermajority. You remember? We talked about it here.
But this is not new.
It's still wrong. Anyway, let's go for the BBC News, and it's brought to us, as always, by Fidelity Bank, believe with us, and Old Mutual, 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime.
We have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
For over 60 years, Good Energy has served you top quality fuels. Goil brings you Super XP for a smooth ride. It is available in Goil stations nationwide. Goil Super XP is fortified with special additives which help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Goil Super XP is quality fuel, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Energize your ride with Goil Super XP. Who feel ya? Huh? Who feel? Good energy. Yeah,
Reliable, check. Comfort, check. Strong, check. Tough, check. Tried and tested, check. Affordable, check. Comes in so many colors and sizes, check. Suitable for domestic and industrial use, check. Choose quality, choose Syntex Tank. Available nationwide and comes with 7-year warranty. And remember, Syntex Tank is a caring brand too. Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough.
You are starting life, you want financial freedom. You know where to go for your child's education, financial freedom. We got solutions just for you. For your retirement plan, employee wellness and benefits. Old Mutual, your preferred insurer. Old Mutual is the best.
What are you waiting for? Come and join us. Call us on 030-7600. Old Mutual. Do great things every day.
Do great things every day. Do great things every day.
Dear business owner, congrats on not giving up on your business. You deserve a medal, and your business deserves to be taken to the next level. In fact, it's about time you run a Zenith Bank SME account so you and your business can enjoy the perks of a Zenith SME business card. Oga and Oga Madam status.
The Zenith SME Business Card is a Visa debit card for making secure payments for goods and services. Enjoy great benefits such as free customized digital SME training, free marketing toolkits, access to Visa practical skills training, and more. Unlock the potential of your business today. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up for the Zenith SME Business Card, the ultimate payment solution for SMEs. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com.gh or call 0302 68 080-884 or 0307-086-370. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
At 8:30 GMT, Business Daily.
Today we're exploring the trends and challenges that could define the year ahead, from Trump's potential tariffs to shifting geopolitical powerhouses and market predictions. What will define the global economy in 2025?
This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Hello, you're with Newsday on the BBC World Service with Ione Wells and Rob Young.
In South Korea, time is running out for criminal investigators to arrest President Yoon Suk-yeol, with the warrant set to expire later today. Supporters of the president have been on the streets outside the presidential palace.
Ukraine has launched a new offensive in the Kursk region of Russia as it seeks to expand on the territory it seized when its forces crossed the border 5 months ago. We'll speak to our correspondent who's in the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv.
The US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said he's confident a ceasefire deal in Gaza can be concluded soon. A senior Hamas official has published a list of 34 hostages that the group claims it is ready to release. All of that coming up after the latest world news.
Hello, I'm Neil Nunes with the BBC News. Investigators in South Korea say they've asked police to take over responsibility for enforcing an arrest warrant against President Yoon Suk-yeol after failing to carry it out themselves over the last 3 days. They've also requested an extension to the warrant. Jean McKenzie has more now from Seoul.
Mr. Yoon's security team is stepping up efforts to protect him. Photographs taken over the weekend show they've installed barbed wire around his home and barricaded the compound with buses. Investigators had to abandon their attempt to arrest him on Friday after a 5-hour standoff. The investigators are now seeing if the police can execute the warrant instead. With the crisis yet to be resolved, Mr. Blinken is visiting South Korea to try to shore up the military alliance between Washington and Seoul before President Biden leaves office. At a news conference, he recognized that Korea's democracy had been tested, but said he had full confidence in its institutions.
The U.S. Secretary of State has also said he's confident a ceasefire deal in Gaza can be concluded soon, but possibly not before Donald Trump becomes president on January the 20th. His comments follow the disclosure by a senior Hamas official of a list naming 34 hostages that the group claims it is ready to release. From Jerusalem, Jonah Fisher.
We do not know what demands, what conditions Hamas is attaching to the release of these 34 hostages. Yes, it is interesting that Hamas has published this list. It had previously stated that it couldn't come up with a definitive hostage list without there being a pause in fighting, which would enable it to effectively communicate throughout Gaza and find out how many hostages there still are and how many of them are still alive. I don't think at this point we can be as clear to say that it's a sign of progress, but it does appear to at least be a sign of a shifting in position from their side.
Nicolas Sarkozy goes on trial in Paris later, accused of taking money from the late Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi to finance the former French president's victorious election campaign in 2007. From Paris, Hugh Schofield.
Fresh after his definitive conviction in another affair, Nicolas Sarkozy goes on trial with 11 others on charges of taking money from a foreign leader, Libya's longtime strongman Colonel Gaddafi, to fund his election 18 years ago. The prosecution says it has evidence that the two men came to a deal when Sarkozy was still interior minister and planning his presidential run. They say that in return, Sarkozy promised to help the Libyans shed his pariah status on the world stage. Sarkozy says the allegations are all rubbish, concocted by Libyans as an act of vengeance after he supported the Western intervention that brought down Gaddafi in 2011.
BBC World News. The FBI says a man who killed 14 people in New Orleans on New Year's Day was in the city for at least 2 days in the months before the attack. The FBI said Shamsuddin Jabbar recorded videos of parts of the city with smart glasses and acted alone. British politicians will debate a motion today aimed at forcing the government to seize billions of dollars worth of Russian assets and to hand the money to Ukraine. Leading Western nations, including Britain, have already used interest earned from frozen Russian assets to provide Ukraine with loans worth nearly $50 billion. A British woman who is the first in the UK to have a liver transplant for advanced bowel cancer is now free of the disease. 32-year-old Bianca Pereira was diagnosed with the most severe form of bowel cancer 4 years ago. More from Lee Milner.
Miss Pereira visited her GP in 2021 after noticing changes in her bowel habits. She was diagnosed with stage 4 bowel cancer, the most advanced kind, which had spread to her liver. At the time, she was told that a transplant was not a viable treatment. But after undergoing surgery to remove her bowel tumour, followed by 2.5 years of targeted drug therapy and chemotherapy, Miss Pereira was added to the transplant list for a new liver. Last February, a donor was found, and following a successful operation, she's now completely cancer-free.
The first major prize ceremony of Hollywood's award season, the Golden Globes, has seen The Brutalist, a post-Second World War drama, take a slew of awards, including Best Drama and Best Director for Brady Corbett. The largely Spanish-language musical Emilia Perez was one of the other big winners. That's the latest BBC World News.
My body, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out on your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out on your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, anywhere I go, anything you do, I live for you. Anywhere. If I believe I live your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I live your side, fidelity.
Have you ever thought one click could expose your data, or a simple message could drain money from your Momo account? In today's digital age, information is power, and protecting it is essential. At Academic City, our MSc in cybersecurity equips you to code, shield, and excel, providing the expertise to protect data and defend against cyber threats. Apply now for our January 2025 intake. Visit act.edu.gh or call 0262 693870 to secure your future. Academic City, educating future-ready leaders.
After a long flight, Safari Homes gives you the peace to unwind. A short drive from the airport, convenient for all. For nature lovers, Safari Valley Resort is a hidden gem, surrounded by lush greenery and luxury amenities. A place where you can truly escape. Now for water adventure, Aqua Safari Resort has it all. Jet skis, canoe rides, kayaking, and a visit to the estuary. And for more excitement, Safari Eco Park is the perfect place to get closer to some amazing animals.
Visit Safari World in Ghana, together bringing you closer to nature.
What if we told you that your next adventure is just a tap away? That's right, with Republic Bank Visa Credit Card, it's your time to win a staycation at some of Ghana's luxury beach resorts, 5-course dinner, a full-day spa service, or the ultimate, an all-expense paid trip to Dubai, the city of gold. Every tap brings you closer to winning in the Top Win and Fly with Republic Bank promo. Whether it's Infinite, Adishi, or Classic Credit Card, just keep tapping to win. New customers are welcome. This promo is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best breakfast show in town.
Brandy, dog chow, Mace Kid.
The party to beat in 2025. I mean, the 90s jam was something else. Did you see the videos on social media? My goodness. A Mumford doing the Harlem Shuffle. And, it was so nice. It was so nice.
I mean, it's actually the event of the year.
It is.
I mean, so if it's the standard.
Hey.
So, if you're doing anything, that should be your standard.
Yes.
Because you must not lower anything.
You can't.
Okay.
You can't.
And that's it,
It was a jam.
I enjoyed every bit of it.
It was a jam. It was
I enjoyed
beautiful,
every bit of it. It was great.
And I liked the venue. I really liked the venue. I didn't know what it would be like. I couldn't conceive it, but it was brilliant. Look, the way it's separated, the tables, the cabana, and then the big party grounds. In fact, most people were congregating in the party area.
Yeah, but that's the thing, that's the real party.
That's where the spirit is.
You get there and dance, and for some of us, you're hiding somewhere, chit-chatting and munching on a few things.
Meeting and greeting the
very
underworld.
Necessary. Very necessary.
In fact, I've said that 90s Jam really is perhaps the only place I know
where you would definitely find somebody you known 20 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And I've not met in
Oh,
a very
yes.
long while.
Oh,
Including
yes.
people that owe you. Oh, yes. And sometimes you say, hey, Opana, you're enjoying it. Okay, let's enjoy together. We'll start a conversation post this enjoyment. No, seriously, it's the feeling that you meet people from
it's the
different...
only place that you also meet people that you swerve.
Yeah, that's right.
You see the guy and then you
in
cry,
trouble.
because you know that if you stop there, you're not leaving.
Oh,
you just
yeah.
see the guy, then you see the guy is calling you, and you
Yeah.
pretend, hello, noise. You're listening to the music, noise.
Yeah. But anyway, listen, we've
there
got
are
to say a
people who
big
swear.
thank you to all the patrons, all who turned up and turned out, and of course our sponsors and partners. And the organizers, we don't thank them enough. The team here, the Joy Events team here, we must give them props for
once
putting
again,
together a fantastic
pulling a
90s jam.
fantastic one by all standards and qualifications.
Yeah. So impressive. Well done to them. Well done to all of you who came out and had a good time. All right, now Super Morning Show continues, and today,
following the number of votes polled by the candidates, Martin Adiemes Ankosa is leading with 46,663 votes. With the power vested in me as the returning officer for Techiman South, I therefore declare Martin Kwaku Adiemes Ankosa as Member of Parliament for Techiman South elect.
Amen. With the authority given, I hereby declare that Patrick Yabuama, per the votes, is validly elected as the MP elect for Okankwe Central Constituency.
and it was the same in Tema Central.
Yeah, Tema Central.
Yes.
And
So
Okankwe Central too.
Indeed.
My
So-
disappointment would have had another woman join Parliament. Unfortunately,
Abby Bright,
couldn't
yes,
make
yes,
it.
yes.
It
Such
was
a
quite
close margin,
yeah.
yes. So commiserations to her, but according to the EC, it didn't go her way. But the intrigue is not over, because tonight, when these elected MPs choose their speaker, and from all indications it's going to be Alban Bagbin, there might be one last piece of drama left. Listen to what Alban Bagbin's view is on all of these latter-day collations.
To become a member of parliament, you have to be elected by the voter, and you have to be declared by the electoral commission, but you have to be sworn in by the speaker. Until you are sworn in by the speaker, you remain MP elect. So I was very clear in my mind that some of those re-collation and re-declaration were completely now and going up in issue. They were unknown to the law, and so they were not properly so-called MPs elect and not qualified to be sworn in by me.
Not qualified to be sworn in by him.
Okay, so he will not make that determination. In fact, at the time he was speaking, nobody had actually told about Shumana case for Bagbin that he was speaker in the making. He was campaigning, and I said it here, that that was his greatest pitch to his own party, that keep me here, I'll do some sakara. I'm not sure he's going to do so today, because the process are quite clear. The electoral commission would actually, the clerk will write to the electoral commission, will give the clerk a list. There's that conversation. Clerk convenes parliament. Then clerk actually puts in place what they call it, the first selection. Before then, the speaker now swears in the members of parliament. When he was speaking, he was not speaker of the next parliament, and there was no indication he was going to be. So it's okay if you use all your gymnastics to campaign, but we expect him also to comply to the laws of this country and not create any chaos, needless drama in the parliament. If he has the opportunity today as what they call it, incoming speaker of the previous one of the things I like about Bagbin is that sometimes he can stand his own even against his own party people, and he's partisan for parliament. When it comes to that institution, he would like to protect it. One of the ways to protect it is not to pretend that you have a super super majority. You have a super role when it comes to who sits in that house. So when you're selecting, Winston, they have done recollation in your place. If the Electoral Commission submits that particular gazetted result, he has no right to amend it. And I'm telling him here because we should not create needless drama. There are more important things Parliament should be doing.
I have a question. This is me playing devil's advocate. Okay, so follow me through this process. Tonight, Speaker Bagbin is chosen as Speaker of Parliament for the 9th Parliament. He's sworn in. At that point, he's the only official officer of Parliament. He has control of the marshals. He has control of the chamber. He has the authority to determine who stays in and who goes out. None of the MPs elect has been sworn in yet. Can the Speaker then say, by the authority vested in him, the following people, and then mention the names that he wants, should exit and order the marshals to take them out before he swears in the rest?
Based on which law?
But he has the authority he has the authority to ask members to leave.
Hold on.
Does he not?
No, see.
Does he not?
Know all the members.
No, hold on.
Does he not?
I'm saying
it
that
can't happen.
Especially members who are not yet sworn in.
Unless he has been served a process.
True. For example, there's one like that.
But none of them have been sworn in.
No, but
they don't have the protections.
What we're saying is that unless he's been served a process,
yes.
Parliament has been served,
yes.
that this person has been injuncted from being sworn in.
Is it Akwatia also?
Akwatia, so there's Akwatia and there's a Fantiakwa
like
North.
Right.
Akwatia and Fantiakwa North.
Okay.
Which the NPP is fighting to have it set aside today.
True.
If they are unsuccessful, then those persons have been injuncted. So the Speaker can say, you have been injuncted. So go and finish your case, and then you can come back and be sworn in. In fact, the clerk to Parliament would not even have those persons in the chamber. Because if Parliament has been served, it is the responsibility. And if you remember, on the midnight of the 7th in 2021, what the clerk of Parliament then sought to do in the James Jachikwesin case was to say, I have been served. Then the NDC refused. They said, no, this guy is going to continue. Then he told him that you are on your own. So even at that,
remember that there are even administrative processes before you see the physical MPs in the chamber.
Yes.
So does the Speaker have the authority to ask MPs who have not yet been sworn in to leave or not?
To leave based on what?
Okay. Well, today we'll talk about it. We'll get into it. We also want your assessment of the outgoing Parliament. One word to describe them. Mine, disappointing. What's yours?
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the super morning show. Yeah. Wake up to joy, joy in the morning. Yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the super morning show.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
Now, are you wondering where to hold your strategy planning meetings, your board sessions, your staff retreats? You know, the year is at its beginning, so you need to do these things. Well, there's only one venue, and it's Safari Valley Resort. Think of it. Think of the green, serene environment, the accessibility, the meeting room capacity, the flow and layout of space, the room flexibility, the quality of equipment, the staff, and of course, the first-class catering services. Mamavi's favorite. It's got to be Safari Valley Resort as your first choice. Call them on 0596 914 394. Safari Valley, bringing you closer to nature.
So Total Energies is kicked off the holiday spirit with their Brilliant Loop Bay special. So from now to the 31st of January, they're ready to spread some festive cheer. Swing by Liberation Road, Tesano, Dakuman, Link Road, Sakumono, Farah Avenue, Oxford Street, Community One Stadium, and Aprem to Total Energies service stations. Change your engine oil and get a free elite car wash to keep your ride sparkling. It's like giving your car a holiday makeover. So while preparing to hit the road, make sure your vehicle is ready for the festivities. For more details and updates, visit their website, totalenergiesgh.com. Follow them on social media, Facebook, Total Energies Ghana, on X, Total Energies GH in what we say capital letters. Then on Instagram, Total Energies GH in small letters, GH. Okay.
Apparently, when you type in Total Energies GH, it comes up on all the platforms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Well, listen, there's a gift that goes beyond Christmas, and that's Syntex Tank, the perfect present in all homes. So gift a Syntex tank to your family to give your family access to clean water. It's not just for Christmas, the holidays, it's actually for a lifetime. No matter where you are in the country, just call 0244 335 168 and we will make it happen. Don't make it rice. Certainly, I hope you didn't make it rice or oil. There's a lot of time for you to make it Syntex tank.
Not just rice and oil. Rice or oil so here, but not just rice and oil.
Rice,
oil, and Syntex tank.
Yeah, because the new year has started. This month, people are started complaining already that Omuni cash. No. Yeah.
Especially when
if you don't have cash, you don't have water too. There's a problem.
Ghana water shut down a certain plants, right?
True.
It is when you have a tank that you actually be protected. Syntex tank, are you strong? Are you tough?
Water versus rice.
Water.
Rice water.
Man shall not live by bread alone. Bread here will be rice or oil. Man shall live by water too. Now, conference, it doesn't have to be the same boring routine. Everybody should be telling Samuel Adame this is the new year. The location for your next conference can be both resort centered and also relaxing. Aqua Safari Resort gives you the very best of both worlds. Ask Mamavi. You can also, if you want to ask somebody who is the ambassador for Aqua Safari, then open. Kojo Jansen decided to spend even working weekdays.
I was there on Thursday.
Can you believe that? I was afraid the man will not come back
nice,
again.
Papa.
I threatened everybody there that they should never allow the man stay because.
But how did you know
that he was going?
You were there too.
He told me no. You two are going to mutual indemnification. So no, but so it's possible to do even the day trip there.
It was lovely.
He
says lot of families actually do the day trip.
The jet skis were fun.
Yes.
I was sitting behind a consummate professional. Who showed me the ride off.
Male or female?
Moving on.
Give the number.
So
it's the beginning of the year.
Let
so
them
you
take the stress out of your
activities.
system. Yes, and take it there. It's important that you choose the male instructors and also people who
This
help
was
you.
not an instructor.
Sorry, take your time.
Just a very good rider.
Okay, well, let's proceed. So just call them on 0540 110 190 0540 110 190 and watch your conferences and events effortlessly.
David will take care of you.
Yes,
David will take care of you.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Manager David.
Yeah. You see the way I like you, no?
Hey, Mama be a name dropper.
Oh,
name dropping.
She's an expert.
You guys don't bring this in 2025.
Are you? Okay, all right. Now listen. Don't forget that the furniture sale continues in Kingdom Books. In fact, all of their furniture shops have the up to 15% discount on all of their furniture. So you can go to Tema, they are near Committee 4. Their head office also in Akweje has the sales. Takrade Market Circle branch also is doing it, as well as the Cape Coast University Bookshop branch, the Spintex Road branch, which is near APSA, the Atomic branch in the Center Point Mall, the Winneba University Campus branch, and the 2 branches in Kumasi at KNUST and Santasi. You can also shop online, kingdomstoreonline.com. Hurry while stock lasts. If you want to know more, just call 050-162-0810 or email info@kingdomgh.com. Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, where quality and affordability are both assured. Terms and conditions apply. All right, lots coming up on the Super Morning Show. Birthdays, sports, and Uncle Ebo White has food for thought. Stay with us. It's all coming up.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions.
And Send tweet.
where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home, where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
Imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. Picture your rooftop transformed into a solar sanctuary, radiating with eco-friendly vibes and city-saving brilliance. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very low rates. That's right, we are not just offering loans, we are offering the keys to your solar-powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every watt generated is a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. So if you're ready to take control of your energy destiny and switch to solar today, give us a shout on any of the following phone lines: 050-153-5789, 050-153-5790, 0244-674154. Let's chart a course for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dreams shine brighter than ever before. Standard Chartered, here for good.
Yafinia give us the vibe. Now, Inshola Chili makes you thrive.
Yes, so it's time to enjoy, Charlie. Buy or renew your motor insurance and boom! Free fuel coupons and airtime for your sweat. Who no like enjoyment?
From January to June 2025, Enterprise Insurance gives you more reasons to smile on the road. Insure today and enjoy free fuel coupons for your car and airtime for your phone.
Free fuel? Airtime too? Hey! Enterprise Insurance, always your advantage.
Inshola Chile. It's simple. Insure and enjoy. Ready to secure your peace of mind and experience the fastest claims payment? Visit any of our branches or agency outlets nationwide. Connect with your insurance broker or enjoy the convenience of buying your insurance online through the Enterprise Advantage app today. Terms and conditions apply.
Enterprise, your advantage.
When you hear that sound, it can only mean one thing. It's the sound of excitement, the sound of milky goodness. It's the unmistakable sound of rich, creamy deliciousness. The sound that lets you know that the original milky richness awaits. The milky richness you can find in every bite of Munchie Milk Shortcake.
With its unique blend of milky richness and carefully selected ingredients, Munchie Milk Shortcake is crafted from an original age-old recipe to delight your taste buds. If you're looking for pure satisfaction and the authentic taste of original milky richness, it's time to grab a pack of your favorite biscuit, Munchie Milk Shortcake, today.
This advert is FDA approved.
It's a birthday messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go, and Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner.
All right, let me go first. Wishing Mrs. Henrietta Sewa Amwa Aglubi of Christ Faith Mission Basic 2 Primary School at Denta Secretary happy birthday. May she continue to soar higher in all her endeavors during the season and throughout the years. From Caleb Eyiram and husband Ignatius Amwa Aglubi. All right.
Today is the birthday of former Deputy Attorney General Dominic Aine. Stanford trained Dominic. The middle name I've never been able to mention it, so forgive me. Yeah.
The priest.
I said the priest.
But do you think he might return as Attorney General?
He was deputy. at the time.
I actually think that it will be wonderful to have him as Attorney General.
It doesn't look like.
Yes, less likely,
Doesn't
but
look like?
It doesn't look like.
less likely.
He's on
but
this transition, right?
No,
on the
it's
commission.
not.
No, it's not.
It's Mahama Yaga that's actually on the team. So no, but it's and also to you, Robert Sobaji, Dr. Robert Sobaji. He's a deputy director in the Ministry of Energy. In fact, he's deputy director in charge of nuclear at the Ministry of Energy.
All right.
let me
Happy
just-
birthday
okay.
to Ellen Makafui Akapo of the Bank of Ghana. Is from your dear husband and your son Edem. You are the best, they say.
Let me say good morning to Dr. Misunu Iya Amu, who's daughter of Ephraim Amu.
Oh, okay.
She's listening now. So, Doc, good morning. To
And
you.
thanks for listening.
Yeah.
All right, then. The Joy Sports Center is brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go, Standard Chartered Bank, here for good. And if it's football you want, DSTV has got it all. Yes, it's all on DSTV. All the leagues, all the cups, all the matches live in HD. This season promises to be exciting. DSTV, your home of entertainment.
So hope you guys have had the latest from MTN. If not, then Mama V, listen.
We are listening.
Because for those of you who love MTN free after one, Nigeria there, prepare for the upgraded experience that is MTN free after one extra. Now let me tell you what the extra is all about. With MTN free after one extra, you can talk for 1 whole hour uninterrupted while paying for only the first minute of every 10 minutes you talk, which means for every 10 minutes you talk within that hour, you only pay for the first minute and you get to talk for 60 minutes straight with no interruptions. You like what you hear? Well, as if that's not enough, you also get 50 megabytes of data free after your first call daily. So you see, now is the time to talk extra with all the people you love. To subscribe to MTN free after one extra today, just dial *550# *550# and follow the prompts.
All right, and listen, continue to enjoy endless perks with your Standard Chartered Visa card, the Enjoyment Card. Book trips, make reservations, and handle all your holiday shopping with special discount. Treat yourself and your loved ones with amazing gift without the worry of cost. We've got exclusive offers just for you. Did you know that you earn points that can be redeemed by for exciting rewards when you use your Standard Chartered Visa card? Well, the best part is your Standard Chartered Visa card is accepted in over 1 million destinations across the world, actually. So shop, dine, and travel effortlessly at millions of locations worldwide, enjoying convenience and unbeatable rewards. Your Standard Chartered Visa card isn't just for payments, it's the enjoyment card. So celebrate and enjoy one swipe at a time. Standard Chartered, here for good.
Here for sports.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Mama V, how are you?
I'm good. You?
I'm great.
Awesome.
I'm confident you're going to have the best year yet. Yes. Yeah? As we all will have. Welcome aboard the Joy Sports Center, back from an action-packed weekend. My name is Victor Achutamaklo. Coming up today.
Here is Alejandro Garnacho, first chance to run at Konate and put a ball into the area, which has been finished off by Ahmed. What a moment for him against Liverpool again.
Scared to draw 2-2 with Manchester United in the Premier League's heavyweight contest. Meanwhile, in the NBA,
Lyles sneaking in there, taking it away from Trace Jackson Davis.
Monk elevates Zoe, cut bodies, multiple.
Malik Monk and Domantas Sabonis each posted a double-double for the Sacramento Kings as they got the better of the Golden State Warriors in the NBA last night. We've got details and more to come, but first, Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Mediama Sporting Club share the spoils in a 1-0 draw at the TNA Stadium on Sunday in the Ghana Premier League. Kotoko took the lead through Kwame Poku, who has now scored in consecutive games since returning, but conceded a rather sloppy goal after goalkeeper Mohamed Kamara failed to save a harmless-looking shot. Kotoko coach Prosper Natogum was not happy with the results.
We had more of your goal scoring opportunities to score. We contained them, especially in the first half, and then the second half to try to get them on the counter, which on a few occasions we were able to get them, create some decent chances to score, but then we couldn't score. So I think if you ask me, I mean, we had more obvious goal scoring opportunities to score, and it's not a true reflection of the scoreline. We should have at least won this game.
Kotoko are now in 6th place with 28 points, but are just 2 points behind league leaders Bando Hearts of Lions. Speaking of the league leaders, they were spanked for 3 by a rampant Bechem United side at the Nana Fosu Jiabo Park. That match finished 3-1. A result that means Bechem are within a point of the league leaders and could go top of the league if they win their outstanding match later this week. Hearts of Oak, they are also in the title race after beating Legon Cities by 1-0 at the University of Ghana Stadium last Friday. That win means the Phobians have now won 6 out of their last 8 league matches and, like Kotoko, are within 2 points of league leaders Hearts of Lions. Despite that, Hearts of Oak coach Abubakar Ouattara says his main focus is to avoid another relegation scrap.
The match is 19th January. From the 3rd and the 19th January, I think we have more than 2 weeks. We are going to prepare well. Every match is challenge for us. I say every match is challenge because now we need to grade maximum points to escape. Don't want to see the things we see last season when we are struggling because we don't have the points. This year we are trying to.
That result leaves Legon Cities bottom of the league and have now lost 6 consecutive games. Here's assistant coach Adnan Said.
The technical executions in our attacking third, that is what we are lacking, and that is what is affecting the team. If you look at most of the games that we played, when it comes to game dominance, we always dominate the game. When it comes to the combination or the transition from defense to attack, or from defense to midfield and from midfield to attack, we does all those things. But when we get to the attacking third, this is where we always have a major challenge, especially when we have the ball in the scoring opportunities. How do we execute them is a factor which we have been working on day in, day out at training, at least to improve some of those things before the second round.
Elsewhere, Dreams FC also pulled further away from the relegation scrap with a 1-0 win over Accra Lions. Meanwhile, defending champion Samatex 96 also beat Indiana Stars by 1-0 to record their first win following a run of 5 consecutive league matches without a win. The were other matches in the Ghana Premier League this weekend as well, with Brecum Chelsea also in action. But for the full list of the results, Indiana Stars 0, Samatex 1, Bechem United 3, Hearts of Lions 0, Dreams 1, Accra Lions 0, Mediama 1, Asante Kotoko 1, Nations FC. They also are back in the title race after beating Holy Stars by 3-1. Vision FC, they beat defending FA Cup champions in Swatraman United by 1-0. Young Apostles also beat Karela United by 1-0, and Bibiani Gold Stars also beat Brecum Chelsea by 2-0. Let's head to the University of Ghana, where the University Sports Association games hosted by the University of Cape Coast kicked off yesterday with women's football, handball, and basketball. The highlights of day one was the women's football match between UCC and the University of Ghana at the Roberts Mensah Stadium, which ended in a 2-1 victory for the University of Ghana team. However, Coach Tahiru Amadi Yusuf expresses dissatisfaction with the officiating.
No, you see, most of the times I don't like talking about officiating or officials, but it was very, very bad, very obvious that the guy didn't know anything. You understand? So when you do something consistently, then it tells us that you don't know what you are doing. Look at the way the equalizer came, very, very bad, pushing here and there, and up even inside our last step. Foul, ball touching players' hands, and the referee overlook all these things and they equalize. Fine.
Yeah, so that's Tahir Amadou speaking. Meanwhile, UCC head coach Professor Charles Domfe remains optimistic that his team will bounce back from the setback.
Yes, it's a league match, and ladies football, you always have to get experienced coaches to handle them. They are endangered species, so we have to always take care of them and then bring them out. They are young, so they will be committing these small mistakes. So we expect that our next game, yeah, he played with injury because because we don't have backup. Yes, you see, this tournament is a special one. For the level 100, we have admitted are yet being cool, and therefore they couldn't get ready to play. Yes. And we would have gotten a company of the team, but for this one, we have to use some players.
There are more games to come later today, and we'll bring you more from the competition in our subsequent bulletins. Next, it's full speed ahead to the Premier League, where last night Manchester United put together a gutsy performance, but it was not enough to get them the 3 points after a Harry Maguire miss right at the death. The game finished 2-2 with United taking the lead in the second half through Lisandro Martinez. Liverpool replied with a quick-fire double through Cody Gakpo and Mohamed Salah before Man United clawed back a point through Amad Diallo, whose side-footed finish sneaked in underneath Liverpool goalkeeper Alisson Becker. Here is Man United manager Ruben Amorim upset about United's failure to be consistent.
In the way we recover position. So if we play against Liverpool every day, we will do that. So we have to do it against any opponent, and to understand that we need to fight really bad to get out of this situation. And then the way we play in certain moments of the game, we already proven in the other games that we can do it. But the way we work really competitive, that is the crucial thing going forward.
Now, Manchester United, one of the things they did on Sunday was to chew Trent Alexander-Arnold and spit him out. He gave away the ball on no less than 25 occasions. After the game, his manager gave an explanation for his abysmal performance.
9 out of 10 people will tell you that it affected him, but I'm one of the 10 that tells you that I don't think that affected him. What affected him is that he had to play Bruno Fernandes and Diogo Dalot, which are two starters for Portugal. Great players, and we have a fantastic player here with Diogo Jota. And he's not even playing for Portugal, so mostly he's not playing. So that tells you how much quality United has. And if these players set themselves to a game, and that is what United once in a while do, then it's very difficult to play against them. And I think that is more difficult for Trent to play against Bruno Fernandes and Diogo Dalot than it is the rumours that were there during the week.
In other games, Tottenham Hotspur lost at home to Newcastle United by the odd goal in 3. AFC Bournemouth also at the South Coast beat Everton by a goal to 0. Aston Villa beat Leicester by 2-1. Crystal Palace drew 1-0 with Chelsea. Southampton also lost at home to Brentford by 5 goals. And let's quickly circle back to that Chelsea game and hear from their manager Enzo Maresca explaining the circumstances around that stalemate.
For me, it's not about the table. It's just about to see how we can improve things. Today, the performance for me was very good on the ball, off the ball. But this moment of the season, I knew that it's going to happen in any season for any team, that you have some moment that you are not able to win games. The reason why we didn't win the game, I think, is just try to be clinical when you have the chance to kill the game, because 2-0 probably the game is finished. But if you continue to be, open at the end, you are going to concede some transition, some corner, and you can concede.
Yeah, Chelsea. They say they are not in the title race, but they are complaining when they are getting results that is taking them further away from the title race. We're going to end with some NBA news, and Jalen Green scored a game-high 33 points. Eamon Thompson posted a double-double in his return from suspension, and the Houston Rockets held on for a 119-115 victory over the Los Angeles Lakers on Sunday. Malik Monk and Domantas Sabonis each also posted a double-double for the Sacramento Kings, who rode a dominant first half to a 129-99 win over the Golden State Warriors. Darius Garland also scored 25 points, and Jared Allen posted a double-double as the Cleveland Cavaliers won their 10th straight game with a 115-105 victory over the visiting Charlotte Hornets on Sunday, ending the Joy Sports Center.
All right, thank you very much, Victor Achu Tamaklo. And Klebo White will join us after these.
EcoBank Mobile, they make me say, EcoBank Mobile, they make me crazy. Download it and use it. It gon' make your life so easy, yeah. Download it, you go enjoy it. In my Brahmin chain, in my Brahmin chain. Come make a download them for you. Cause you can pay bills, you can buy credit, you can pay school fees, even chest tights with the Apple. Can't come and come, EcoBank Apple. Can't come and come, Life is easy with the EcoBank mobile app. You can pay your bills, transfer to and from mobile wallet, virtual card creation, transfer to other banks, express account opening, scan and pay, express cash, all at your fingertips with the EcoBank mobile app. You know, it's 5-star life with EcoBank. Kim promise.
When you hear that sound, it can only mean one thing. It's the sound of excitement, the sound of milky goodness. It's the unmistakable sound of rich, creamy deliciousness. The sound that lets you know that the original milky richness awaits. The milky richness you can find in every bite of Munchie Milk Shortcake.
With its unique blend of milky richness and carefully selected ingredients, Munchie Milk Shortcake is crafted from an original age-old recipe to delight your taste buds. If you're looking for pure satisfaction and the authentic taste of original milky richness, it's time to grab a pack of your favorite biscuit, Munchie Milk Shortcake, today.
This advert is FDA approved.
All right, this is Joy 99.7 FM. It's the Super Morning Show. Time for us to bring you food for thoughts. Is brought to us by Roverman Productions. Be the difference.
Be the difference.
Uncle Afishiapa.
Have a pankola to you. Gorgeous, how are you doing?
I am very well, thank you. How are you?
Well, I am good. I heard rumors that you passed through.
Yes. I want to feed you.
But I heard that, oh, Mama V is around, but I didn't get to see you. You slipped away.
It was a busy day for you.
Yeah. No, it has been a very fulfilling festival for us. And so to all of you who contributed to the success of the festival, thank you and thank you. To the patrons who turned up, and to the sponsors, we are so grateful. And now, Gorgeous, this morning, I'm going to do something that is going to make you and the team, the members of the team, blush.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm blushing already.
All right, so this is an open letter to Team Super Morning Show.
Oh.
Dear Team Super Morning Show, I am a part of the Super Morning team, but this morning I want to let you know what I think of the team. I want you to know that I am proud to be part of this team. I am proud of every one of you. Gorgeous, Mama V, Kojo, Winston, Raymond, and all the behind the scenes people like Batakari, Sami Odame, the technicians, the online team who work tirelessly to make those of us who get to go on air look good. I know how hard it is to host the Super Morning Show. You guys make it look easy, but it is not. I remember someone who used to criticize those who host the show, and on one holiday, he was asked to sit behind the console and host the program. I was in the studio that day. This was a smart, intelligent, well-informed, and erudite person. But behind the console that day, he was shaking and sweating, even in the air condition. He has not criticized the show and the host since then. I wish some of those who love to complain and criticize you guys would be asked to host the program from time to time. They will come to realize that hosting the Super Morning Show is no walk in the park. Your working hours are crazy. You're on air from before 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. But your work of researching and preparing for the show starts way before that time. You have to leave home at dawn for the studio. And even when you sign off for the day, you still keep working, reviewing the show and preparing for the next day. The Super Morning Show demands that you are on top of all issues, because you never know what issue will be thrown at you in the course of the morning. I know how often you get bashed by those in power and their supporters for taking a stand on an issue or for speaking truth to power. I sometimes wonder how you are able to cope with that. How do you handle it when 1 minute you are accused of being pro-MPP and the next you are accused of being pro-NDC. I know how much criticisms are thrown your way on a daily basis and how impossible it is to please every listener. Your job is complicated by the fact that Ghana is now divided into NDC and NPP lines. Whatever political position you take is likely to offend someone. And yet in this kind of environment, you guys find the guts to sit behind the console every day and not shy away from calling it as you see it. You don't shy away from controversial issues, and you do not hesitate to speak truth to power in a country where those in power surround themselves with sycophants. What you guys do on a daily basis is courageous. I admire you all for that. I'm sure you are sometimes confronted at events by people who are not pleased with something you might have said or a question you might have asked a big man in an interview. How do you guys handle those situations? Your job is made even more difficult because we have a situation in Ghana now where if you belong to a party, you close your eyes and shut your mouth to all its mistakes, no matter how blatant and costly those mistakes are to the nation. And so I can imagine how people take offense in your bid to be fair and balanced. We are losing the appetite for fair and balance in Ghana. But despite all these challenges, you guys bring joy to our mornings. I tune in the morning and hear the liveliness in your voices. And I ask myself, hey, do these guys have any issues at all? I am a very positive person, but I am not always that bright and cheerful and upbeat in the mornings. And yet you guys manage to greet us every morning with a cheer. It is as if you guys don't have relationship issues. It is as if you don't have any financial problems. It is as if your cars never break down and cause you headaches. It is as if you guys are never ill. How do you do it? Your wit and intelligence make me so proud of you and proud to be part of the team. Oh, and your English is good in a country where some radio presenters, even on so-called English stations, butcher the language on a regular basis. You may not know the difference you make for many of us on a daily basis. You see, if you're in the media, you don't always hear what you did right. You only hear the criticisms. But there are discerning listeners out there. They may not always bother to call in to express their support. I know this because the presentations I make for food for thought, for which I receive bashing, are also the ones that months later I meet people who thank me for them. Someday, you guys must share your secrets with us. But for now, I just want to assure you of our prayers. I pray that you will continue to find the courage to be the watchdog for all of us, citizens of Ghana. So, Happy New Year to all of you and to those team members who operate behind the scenes. Sami Odami, the online team, the technicians, and others. To all of you, Happy New Year. And may this be your best year yet.
Amen.
May we sweep some awards this year.
Amen.
And may God preserve your lives and your health and your relationships.
Amen.
May you as a team continue to work in harmony and with excellence and with courage and integrity. Once again, let me assure you that I am proud of every one of you and I'm proud to be part of the team. So, Team Super Morning Show, here's one to you. Let's continue to be the voiceless, and the champions for Mother Ghana. And gorgeous, that is my presentation for this morning.
Thank you very much, Uncle Ibowa. You know you're a team member too, so this is to all of us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, I am very proud to be part of this team.
We're proud that you are on this team. Thank you so much, Uncle Ibo. Thank you for your contribution to the success of the show as well. Thank you. We truly appreciate you too.
Well, you are always sweet and gracious. Have a fantastic week.
All right, I wish you same. That's Uncle Ibo White. Today, it was for the team. Please don't be jealous. Thank you so much, Uncle Ibo White, for Food for Thought today, which is brought to us by Roverman Productions. Be the difference. He's back on Thursday for another Food for Thought. Uncle James Ibo White. Social media messages on the show brought to you by EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa. Let's bring you the fuel station tips on the Super Morning Show. It's by the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, shaping policy, advancing industry standards. Your tip for today says, monitor for unusual odors. Stay vigilant for unusual smells or sounds, such as hissing, which might indicate gas leaks. Monitor for unusual odors. Stay vigilant for unusual smells or sounds, such as hissing, which might indicate gas leaks. That's your fuel station tip today, brought to you by Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, shaping policy, advancing industry standards. It's the Super Morning Show. And it's exactly 8 o'clock here on the Super Morning Show. Time for the Business Minute is brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG. We stand with you. Anointed Engineering Services, the Generator Experts, and Pinnacle Life Insurance. More for your smile.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you. Anointed Engineering Services, the Generator Experts, and Pinnacle Life Insurance. More for your smile. The price of LPG will go up by some 3% beginning today, influenced by rising prices of the product on the international market. Government will now be targeting to clear 2 debt payments to investors for the first quarter of the year, after it cleared some $346 million to Eurobond holders in coupon payments last Friday. Government achieved a 24% oversubscription of treasury bills last week. However, it came at the expense of rising interest rates. And Elon Musk has called for Nigel Farage to be replaced as leader of Reform UK, just weeks after reports the multi-billionaire was in talks to donate to the party. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you. Anointed Engineering Services, the Generator Experts, and Pinnacle Life Insurance. More for your smile.
Super Morning Show. Keep the frequency clear. 99.7.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
2 minutes after 8 on the Super Morning Show. You just heard there the Business Minute. We're grateful to Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG. We stand with you. Happy New Year to Team Consolidated Bank Ghana. Also to Anointed Engineering Services, the Generator Experts, and Team Pinnacle Life Insurance. More for your smile. Thank you for bringing us the Business Minute on the Super Morning Show. Anointed Engineering Services Limited, you know them too well. They are into the sale of ultra-silent, fuel-efficient diesel generating set, size ranging from 5 kVA to 3,000 kVA at competitive prices. For every generator you acquire, you will enjoy 5 years warranty. They also undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel generating sets. Their services includes, but not limited to, the following: 24-hour emergency services, sale of genuine spare parts, reliable rental services, professional advice, and sales of tower lights and rental. Locate their latest branches in BBNE. Petrogy opposite Bethel School Junction is on the main BBNE Kumasi Highway. In Techiman, X-Oil Filling Station on the main Techiman Kumasi Highway. That's where you'd find Anointed Engineering Services. And their head office, of course, at number 77 Anointed House on the main Odoko Malam Highway near the Odoko traffic light. They have 18 branches in all nationwide. So just look out for Anointed Engineering Services services and let them serve you. They also have a training school that trains students on generators and plant, auto mechanics, electricals and controls, and solar installations. They offer 80% hands-on training and 20% theory, so 80, which is more of the practicals. Anointed Engineering Services. The Generator Expert. Call their hotlines on 0243 480 334, 0243 480 334, or 0243 690 295. Anointed the Generator Experts. And what makes you smile? Is it time with loved ones, pursuing your passion, or simply enjoying life's little moment? At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we believe that life insurance should do more than just protect your family's financial future. It should also help you live your best life now. Our policies offer comprehensive coverage, living benefits and rewards to help you make the most of today, because we think of wealth differently. At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we provide solutions that give you more for your smile, more time, more freedom, more joy. For more information on Pinnacle's policies, please call Pinnacle Life Insurance on 0501 451 400 or visit pinnaclelifeinsurance.com.gh. Pinnacle Life Insurance, more for your smile. And of course, social media messages brought to us by EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa. Listen, what do you make of the 8th Parliament? The Parliament that we're saying goodbye to by midnight today. Would you miss the 8th Parliament? Remember the drama at the very beginning of of this Parliament? The drama and chaos, by the way. We've had some bills also appear before them, very controversial ones. The anti-LGBTQ+, for instance. So what's the one word that you use to describe this 8th Parliament that we're ending today? Send us your WhatsApp messages. 055-111-1997 is our WhatsApp number. And of course, you can also reach us on X. When you do post on X, though, please add the hashtag JoySMS as well as on Facebook. Well, one thing is for sure, are we certain we won't meet this kind of chaos when we're nominating a speaker? Yeah, definitely not, because there's a clear majority in Parliament now. But this was at the beginning of this 8th Parliament. Let's get your prescription. And whether or not you will miss this 8th Parliament, would you? This is the same Parliament that we got majority MPs stand up against the government. Remember when they wanted the former finance minister Ken Oforiatta out. So it's not all been bad, huh? They've had some voice, if you like, even though they did, of course, abandon that later on. All right, so that's all coming up. Please, let's hear your say on that. 0551111997. That's our WhatsApp number. Please reach out to us here on the show. But don't be scammed. Fraud activities are on the increase as scammers continue to target customers of various banks through phone calls, text messages, and emails to get customers to divulge sensitive information such as password, PIN, card information, CVV, OTP, and other personal details. Their ultimate goal really is to steal your money. EcoBank wishes to advise all customers to be extra vigilant and never trust any phone calls, text messages, or emails from anybody posing as an EcoBank staff and assisting customers to update their bank details. Some of them give you the impressions that EcoBank will be calling you to ask for your account details. Some of them give you the impressions that EcoBank will be calling you to ask for your account or card details or help you link your Ghana card to your bank account or offer unsolicited assistance. Beware, as these fraudsters will try to gain your trust and persuade you to give out your personal or account details. Don't fall for it, EcoBank says. Always remember that bank account details can only be updated at an EcoBank branch. Also, EcoBank mobile app can only be upgraded at the App Store or Play Store. And linking your Ghana card to your EcoBank account is at any EcoBank branch or the EcoBank website, ecobank.com. Do not share your password, your PIN, OTP, card information, or any other personal information with anyone, whether remotely or face-to-face. Never also give the 16 digits or any number on your bank card to anyone. Avoid any calls or messages that request you to click a link. Report any suspicious SMS, email, or phone call to the EcoBank contact center and delete such messages at once. When in doubt or feel insecure, call EcoBank contact center on the toll-free number 0800 00 3225. Please stay safe. Continue to stay safe. Big Story is brought to us by Telecel, connecting Energy's latest film, Your Partner for Life, Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa, and Republic Bank, we're the one for you. It's 9 minutes after 8. This is the Super Morning Show. And it's the season for connections, joy, and lasting memories. Just don't run out of data. Telecel Fixed Broadband has an amazing package for you this season. Introducing the Too Much offer is the Christmas offer, which is still very much valid. It gives you a whopping 150% bonus data for just 150 Ghana cedis extra on your current plan. More data, more Christmas magic. Experience the magic of uninterrupted internet this festive season. Perfect for all the things you love to do online. And here's how to get into it. Just dial *900 hash, *900 hash, or use the website telecel.com.gh, or you can also just download the Telecel Play app to subscribe to the Too Much Christmas offer on Telecel Fixed Broadband today. Telecel, connecting energies. Good morning to all of you listening to us right now on the Super Morning Show. We're asking whether or not you're going to be missing. Would you miss the 8th Parliament that we're closing today? How would you describe this 8th Parliament? Happy New Year to you, Professor Peter Korte of ISE. And of course to you, Papa Kowakwe. Have you heard Republic Bank is given this season, and they're giving big. Just pay with your Visa credit card and stand a chance to win an all expenses paid trip to Dubai or a luxury staycation at some of Ghana's finest beach resorts, including Maha Beach Resort, Breezes Beach, or Camp Chachi. You could also win a 5-course dinner for 2 at the exquisite Brazza restaurant, a full day spa services for 2, and other exciting rewards in the Republic Bank Tap, Win, and Fly to Dubai promotion. All you need to do is really use any of your Republic Bank Visa credit card. We're talking about Infinite, Adishi, or Classic card. Every day tap counts. All right, so every tap counts, so make sure that you are using your card every day. So what are you waiting for? It's time to fly to Dubai with a Republic Bank Visa card. Start tapping and make this season unforgettable. This promo is under the Caritas Lottery platform. Republic Bank, we are the one for you.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
To become a member of parliament, you have to be elected by the voter, and you have to be declared by the electoral commission, but you have to be sworn in by the speaker. Until you are sworn in by the speaker, you remain MP elected. So I was very clear in my mind that some of those collation and declaration were completely null and void ab initio. They were unknown to the law, and so they were not properly so-called MPs elect are not qualified to be sworn in by me.
Hello.
13 minutes after 8, this is the Super Morning Show. And earlier I played to you, the chaos at the start, the beginning. This is actually it. Raymond, do you remember this?
Yes, the unsightly scene at Parliament when a decent member of Parliament went to take ballot papers for their election, and they are degenerated into fisticuffs. The place for Georgia became a place for war. Then it tells you the kind of people that we had eventually put in the house. But in fact, I am very charitable to this Parliament. I'm not sure for a very long time, before Speaker Okwe became Speaker, he wrote an article in 2014, Parliament of Ghana, Quo Vadis. Quo Vadis basically, where are you marching to? Or what really are you doing? It has been identified as the weakest link in our government. That expression has been used abundantly. But if for nothing at all, this Parliament had a Speaker not from the majority party. Mm-hmm. Let's not undermine that. And because of that, a lot of things happened. Listen, we would have been embroiled with a situation where some 44 companies, in the name of doing things that will create jobs for the people of this country, would have gotten what they call, what was that thing? The tax incentives and at the port, they give them some waivers. Yes, we would have gotten that. 44 good companies in this country would have gotten that. Till date, that has not happened because of the kind of parliament that you have. Again, they also, because of partisanship, sometimes lost track. And this parliament, may have not heard it before. Maybe people could trace the history on their own. In this Fourth Republic, over 90 or so MPs from the governing party moved to actually take on the finance minister, seeking to censure him. They did a press conference. They actually moved out. In fact, the opposition were doing the censoring, but they actually asked for his removal. I don't know how many times you've seen that happening on official records in this country through press conferences. Some of them, if they tell you what happened to them later on, like Andy Kwame Akubi and Co., if they tell you what really happened to them subsequently. So people pretend that we will have we will have the rubber stamp changing into Westminster style parliament overnight. I was never expecting that, but I actually think that in the parliament that's just been, if you want to be fair to them, 50% of the time they did things that I was not happy with, like pretending that Hawa Kumsin or Hawa Kumsin, who did not understand the meaning of aquaculture, deserved to be minister in this country, and voted massively for her. I never understood that concept. Of the 30 so many million men and women in this country, that was our finest choice for Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture. They approved that by sometimes pretending to us that they really mean well, they will oppose something and end up going through the gymnastics and walking out and doing some. Listen, those ones I frowned upon it. I thought they were low points, but they also scored some very high points that we can't take away from them. And I mentioned the thing to do with having a speaker. And see, some of the business we have today, some inquiries, they only became possible because you are the speaker who was not with the government. You get my point?
Yeah.
Some of the works that we have today, some of the probes that we talk about today, I am still very disappointed that Speaker Alban Suman Akins for Gbabin had no ruling on Adjoa Safo and Co. Up to date. This so-called ruling has never come. The people who are upset from Parliament, whichever place they find themselves, that ruling has never come. But those ones, I can separate them. They are still relics of the old Parliament that they are. And see, change is difficult. These people, they didn't vote when they were voting their constituencies. They didn't know they were going to this kind of Parliament. Let's be fair. They were not. We didn't. Let's listen to it carefully. We didn't vote for revolutionaries to be in that Parliament. You chose your own old guards, the same people who were under Okwe, then by some twist, you expect them to act differently. If we want a new parliament, we vote for different people. I hope you get my point. We should vote for people whose minds are not controlled by their parties. They are not puppets. And see, sometimes it's even better if you are controlled by a party. By being controlled by business people, interests that are alien to this state's own. Let's be fair. Some of the things that they have done.
There was a businessman that visited Parliament.
Yeah. The unknown businessman.
That case was being investigated, right?
The
businessman who visited Parliament. Isn't that what the former majority leader said to us?
The OSP said they engaged some MPs. MPs could not mention the names. But you see, I agree. Those are downsides. And in any proper state, that matter wouldn't have been what we find it to be today. But this parliament also spent quality time, for example, insisting. One of the low points is when they wanted to give sirens to themselves. Yeah, that was very low. But right within their own ranks, they rose up against it.
Yeah.
When they realized public uproar.
Yeah.
If we're to be those days where we have super majority things, people thinking they can do whatever they want, they will ignore public sentiments on this siren thing. But because the speaker is coming from the other side, sometimes the feelers he picks from outside.
Yeah.
Influences the decisions.
Because the speaker, this particular speaker has been very vibrant on social media.
True.
Yeah.
And engaging. No, not just that. There are some of the things that he's done, like I talked about the Adjusafo thing. I did not agree with. Sometimes I actually think that he's been too difficult to deal with by his own people.
But he finally also ruled on the vacant seats that became very controversial.
I was expecting you to start from the Adjusafo one, maybe come to the. I get your point. So I am not going to sit and say, oh, it was a complete disappointment. They didn't do anything. Hey! We are pretending we don't know Parliament.
No, the introduction of the private members bill.
That concept has really flourished. In fact, it started previously, but it has really flourished under this one.
Yeah.
You could see them flying from every corner. And also because the speaker would admit that. And speaker is not from the majority side. You sense that he was amenable to some of these actions.
Yeah.
Again, that is why I was sitting here last week and saying, if you wanted to continue proper governance, you would choose Agbambabin to continue. If you wanted to do pure partisan politics, you would have chosen somebody. Because Agbambabin can be difficult to his own people. He can sometimes stand his ground. And sometimes I'm not sure whether he's on the side of the majority or minority.
Yeah.
No, he can sometimes stand his ground.
You
need somebody like that. When Becker was leaving the UK Parliament, it was the comment of North Somerset MP that Becker was partisan for Parliament, and he respected and promoted the voices of the ordinary person in Parliament in many forms. We cannot pretend that we have a perfect Parliament. I think that they have done some improvements over what happened previous times. Have they taken advantage of what was the almost hung Parliament? I don't think they took full advantage of it. I actually think that for them to take advantage of it, we should divorce them from the political party's absolute control and other forms of control. The only people who should have the right and the power to control the members of Parliament are the people who voted them into office.
Yeah.
So MP for Gabin cannot be pretending that he's the representative for the MPP in the area, so he doesn't care about the thinking of the people there. I hope you get my point. It is only when what the people want and what your party wants are in sync that you actually have to toe the same line. But ideally, and I say ideally because these guys have also become, that's why I like independent MPs. A lot of them coming up, and I'm seeing, except I'm not sure it's the right kind that are coming out, frankly. I don't lie to you.
People voted them in.
Yes, but the people can get it wrong. Majority is not always right. I'm not saying that they got it wrong all the time. Joe Oseusu was an independent candidate at some point in time. I had no reason to question competence, capability, and ability to function.
Well, give them the opportunity. I mean, they haven't even sat yet. Well, we will come back and have a deeper conversation. Remember, this is also the parliament that passed the affirmative action bill into law.
Plus many others.
Yeah, many others. And then this is the parliament. This is the speaker who changed the cloak, right? His dressing, it became more cultural, more representative of
I don't know
the
whether
country.
that is positive or I mean clearly.
It is positive. It is positive.
I am not given to aesthetics and those things clearly.
It is positive. Listen, there's more to come on this interesting conversation. We'd like for you to join us, right? Please join us, 05511111997. That's our WhatsApp number. And then also post on X with the hashtag JoySMS. This is the Super Morning Show.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
It's the season for joy, laughter, and endless connections. With Telecel fixed broadband, you get 150% bonus data on your monthly bundle when you subscribe to our Too Much Christmas offer for just 150 Ghana cedis. Experience the magic of uninterrupted internet this festive season, perfect for all the things you love to do online. Yes, 150% bonus data for only 150 Ghana cedis. Dial *900# or visit the Telecel Play app or web to subscribe now and experience a holiday powered by Telecel's unmatched fixed broadband data.
Telecel, connecting energies.
In every corner of Africa, there are stories waiting to unfold. Stories of strength and wisdom woven through time, teaching the next generation, igniting the flame of knowledge, embracing tradition, nurturing dreams, and building legacies. These are the heroines who inspire generations, because W Initiative empowers women to take control and be the architect of their future.
Be part of their legacy. The W Initiative is searching for 100 African women who have inspired their communities. Visit powerofhundred.thewcommunity.com to nominate African women who deserve recognition. Your nomination counts. Access more than banking.
What makes you smile? Is it time with loved ones, pursuing your passions, or simply enjoying life's little moments? At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we believe that life insurance should do more than just protect your family's financial future. It should also help you live your best life now. Our policies offer comprehensive coverage, living benefits, and rewards to help you make the most of today, because we think of wealth differently. At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we provide solutions that give you more for your smile, more time, more freedom, more joy. For more information on our policies, call us on 0501 451 400 or visit www.pinnaclelife.com.gh. Pinnacle Life Insurance, more for your smile.
Do you want to remain productive and competitive in your business? Then I am happy to remind you that Anointed Engineering Services Limited is still here to serve. We provide homes, offices, and institutions with ultra-silent, reliable, and fuel-efficient diesel generating sets with sizes ranging from 5 kVA to 3000 kVA at unbeatable prices. You also enjoy a 5-year warranty. Anointed Engineering is noted for unwavering 24-hour after-sale emergency service, rental and sale of tile lights and genuine spare parts, undertake repair and maintenance of all diesel generators, and buy back used generators. Sign up today at our training school and gain hands-on experience from our team of professionals on generators, plants, auto mechanics, electricals, controls, and solar installations. Anointed Engineering has 18 branches nationwide. Locate our head office in Accra at number 77 Anointed House on the main Odoko Malam Highway near the Odoko traffic light. Call our hotlines on 0302 324723 or 0243 690295. Also on 0243 480334. Anointed Engineering Services Limited, the generator experts.
I used to stress about where to receive my Abrotre sticker and always used to doubt whether my friend has really sent it.
So I asked a friend of mine and he said his wife used to have similar challenges until she decided to receive money transfers from CBG.
Well, I can relate because now I receive my money from CBG. It's so simple, fast and secure with no delays and no hidden fees. And I must say, life is now feeling good.
Stay connected to your loved ones no matter where they are. With Consolidated Bank Ghana's money transfer services, you can receive money quickly and securely from abroad, whether through MoneyGram, Western Union, PayAngel, TransFast, UnityLink, Ria, EaseRemit, Thunes, TapTap Send and TerraPay. Cash out your way any day with Consolidated Bank Ghana. Welcome to the good life. CBG, we stand with you.
We stand with
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
Yeah, whatever. What you got? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. What you got? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
I know you want lots of Jews and stuff. Backyards with swimming pools, bars with stools and stuff. Fancy
the number one breakfast show in West Africa. You're welcome back to the Super Morning
and
Show.
also
Enjoy.
producers of the best entertainment shows out there.
Absolutely.
From 90s Jams, Extraordinary Success.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
And a very successful family party in the park as
Oh
well.
yeah, that was a big one.
Mama V was telling me that
Winston's pork was a
she was going to ask of pork sales from the 90s Jam.
like accounting or
No, I didn't sell pork at the 90s Jam.
You want me to remind Professor Korte that you have not paid your due.
You want to take part of people's money.
2025
you change
So you're bringing yourself into something that you're not a party to.
No.
You don't even understand.
I'm saying I know you. I know
the
your
agreement
history.
that we reached, and you're bringing yourself.
Mama, I know your history
or not. Is it Sikasem or
I
not?
did work. I deserve
You
the money.
You did not.
Anyway, it's 8:38 and you're welcome back. All right, now today's conversation is really about Parliament. We've been asking you to describe the 8th Parliament, the outgoing Parliament, in one word, and you've been sending your words in. We'll be sharing a few of them in a while, but today's conversation circles around that. Okay, how well did they do? What difference did they make to the democracy of Ghana? Did they move us forward, backward, sideways? What are the lessons to be picked from our experience of this 8th Parliament? We'll be speaking to Professor Bafo Ajimandia, former UN governance expert, and Professor Kofi Apochi, Dean of the UPSA Law School. I think they're both on the lines right now. Good morning. Good morning, professors.
Oh, good morning. Good morning, my friends.
It's wonderful to have you on the show, Prof. Bafo Ajimandia. Thank you for making the time.
And thank you.
All right. Well, we're going to get into this in just a moment. But first, do you want a British degree at a fraction of the cost? Do you want a vibrant student experience in a community that equips you with useful employability skills, taking you one step closer to the career of your dreams? Well, enjoy all of this and more, plus up to 50% scholarship for your degree at Lancaster University, Ghana. Be taught by the finest faculty, trained to UK standards at their campus. And if you want to know more, just go to lancaster.edu.gh. You could also email admissions@lancaster.edu.gh or just call 020-960-7008. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
So tap, refer, and fly to Dubai with the GCB Digital Loyalty Campaign from now to the 31st of January 2025. Accumulate points and get cashback rewards anytime you perform transactions on the GCB mobile app or USSD *422# platform. You stand a chance of being rewarded with amazing prizes like a weekend stay at a top hotel in Ghana, airtime or data bundles, dinner for two, or a fully paid vacation to Dubai. And that's how it works. Perform transactions like bill payments, airtime top-up, and bank and mobile money transfers on either the mobile app or USSD *422# platform. Share the award-winning GCB mobile app with family and friends to onboard. Use your mobile number as a referral code. Don't be left out. Download the app on Google Play Store or the App Store and start transacting today. For more information, please visit the GCB website, gcbbank.com.gh, or your favorite social media platform at GCB Bank PLC, or call our customer experience team on 0800 422 422. That's on toll free. Remember, GCB will never ask for your PIN, OTP, or password. T's and C's apply. GCB, your bank for life.
Now, have you guys heard the latest from MTN? If not, then listen, because this is absolutely important. For those of you who love MTN Free After One, Mamavi, prepare for the upgraded experience that is MTN Free After One Extra. So Free After One was massive, but Free After One Extra, dear, super massive. Now, let me tell you what the extra is all about. With MTN Free After One Extra, you can talk for 1 whole hour, uninterrupted, 60 minutes. Uninterrupted, while paying for only the first minute of every 10 minutes you talk, which means, let me break it down, for every 10 minutes you talk within the hour, you only pay for the first minute, and you get to talk for 60 minutes straight with no interruptions. You like what you're hearing?
I love it.
Yeah. Also about you like what you're hearing? Yes. Well, as if that's not enough, you also get 50 megabytes free of data, and after your first call daily. Now, you see, Now's the time to talk extra with all the people you love. To subscribe to MTN Free After One Extra today, just dial *550# I repeat, *550# and follow the prompts and get to be part of the greatest happening in the Republic today. MTN Free After One.
All right, after Free After One. Remember that from January to June 2025, the enjoyment is real. Enterprise Insurance is giving you more reasons to smile on the road. Buy or renew your existing motor insurance policy and enjoy amazing rewards. We're talking free fuel coupons for your car and airtime for your phone. It's that simple. Insure, not shally. With over 100 years of trusted experience, we're here to secure your peace of mind. Visit any branch, connect with your insurance agent or broker, or use the Enterprise Advantage app for convenience and enjoy free fuel coupons and airtime instantly when you buy or renew your motor insurance. Enterprise Insurance is rated AAA, AAA by the GCR for financial strength and claims paying ability. Terms and conditions apply. Enterprise, your advantage.
All right, well, let's press our advantage. We've got the best guest to discuss Parliament today. Professor Bafo Agyemang-Duah, former UN governance expert, is on the line. We'll be joined also by Professor Kofi Abuchi, Dean of UPSA Law School. Now, Prof. Bafo Agyemang-Duah, just before we hear from you, let's get this very quick wrap of the landmark events of the last Parliament.
As a result of the refusal of those who requested for the recall to show up, we are compelled to once again adjourn the sitting of the House. Accordingly, I proceed to inform the House the members of Parliament have by their action vacated their seats in Parliament.
Look at the shutdown they are doing in Parliament. Today, the Speaker of Parliament has taken Parliament as his personal property. As and when it pleases him, he opens Parliament. Even when there's an issue that he could sit with us, he says no. Look at the recent case.
We want to make something very clear. The NDC members of Parliament are in the majority in Ghana's Parliament. We've made our position and it's so clear. We are not changing our positions. We see ourselves as the majority. We are fortified by the Constitution and the standing orders of this House, and we see ourselves as the majority.
The majority caucus immediately are boycotting Parliament until this matter is determined by the Supreme Court.
I'm the first speaker in the Fourth Republic, in fact, in the history of Ghana, to work with a president who belongs to a different party, to work without a majority party in Parliament, but with an evenly divided Parliament, 137 apiece. That is a hung Parliament. Decision making has therefore not been smooth sailing. As the Speaker of Parliament, I hold the balance in favor of the national interest, but sometimes bend backwards to accede to government requests because government has been given the mandate to govern. There is no constitutional crisis in this country. I repeat, there is no constitutional crisis in this country. The Parliament of Ghana is alive and working. Let nobody mislead, misinform, or disinform you and the country.
All right, let's get to it. Professor Bafo Agyemang-Duah, former UN governance expert, joins us alongside Professor Kofi Abuchi, the Dean of UPSA Law School. If it's all right, I'll start. By the way, good morning to you, Prof. Abuchi. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Kujo. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's good to speak to you, and Happy New Year to you both.
Thank you, and same to you.
All right, Prof. Agyemang-Duah, I mean, we had equal numbers in Parliament, with one independent tipping the balance in favor of the majority side. what's your assessment of the performance of this 8th Parliament as they are ready to bow out? How have they advanced our democracy or otherwise?
Well, thank you. Certainly, the 8th Parliament was very unique in our democracy in the sense that the first time that we have the hung Parliament, the first time that we had a speaker who didn't belong to the ruling party. And so there were so many interesting firsts with this particular Parliament. And consequently, the closeness of membership in Parliament affected the work of the Parliament in some positive ways, and in some other ways, maybe not so positive ways. But overall, I think there's so many positive ways. I think if I start with the Speaker, I have some kind of admiration for him, just for the way he was able to handle this situation, the first of his in the country, as I said, his ability to navigate this system, with his wit and some humor. And at times, of course, he was overbearing. We know all that. But overall, I think the Speaker did well in the Parliament. And of course, there is also the observation that he asserted himself in many, at times over-asserting himself, to say. But by and large, I think he did a good in bringing this 8th Parliament to a successful, not so successful, but let's say successful conclusion, because we know the last few months of this Parliament, we're all concerned about whether there will be some serious fracas in the institution and whether it will even affect our national policy and all. But in the end, I think we have successfully come to the conclusion of the 8th Parliament. So I think in that respect, it was interesting for the country to witness this and to experience this. Of course, there are so many interests. I think when you played back that what you call the landmark events, there are so many interesting events in the course of the 4 years. If there's my just highlight.
Yes, go ahead.
We were successful in talking about the governance. We were successful in having bills passed, initiated by Parliament itself, but for the private members' bill. We never had it before. And here, I can cite the affirmative action bill that's successfully passed, not on the initiative executive, but on the initiative members of the institution Parliament. Then, of course, this still hanging bill, I don't know whether it's been consented to or not. Again, private members bringing this controversial bill to our attention, which is LGBT plus bill. And here, I guess I can mention even a member of Parliament of Pram, who really spearheaded this fight and did it so well, representing us internationally on the media to really present the position of those who were proposing that. And I think that was an interesting highlight of the year. Then, of course, also I can mention the power of the opposition. You see, this, even when I'm saying opposition, I'm careful, because when you just one making you them, it's very tricky. But nonetheless, I think the opposition was able to demand accountability of the executive. And I think this is where perhaps I can also mention a member of parliament from South Congo, Okujeto Zakwa, for his persistence and tenacious demand for accountability in many areas of our governance, particularly all of us can call the cathedral and have the nation led that fight. And there are many others perhaps we can discuss as we go on. But I think overall this has been a very interesting parliament.
Okay.
From the speaker, who came from a different party, with the ability of the minority to be very assertive and demand accountability on many fronts, and even bid to push through a state member for the first time in our republic, this republic. So I think these are the things. Well, there are other things perhaps I can share as we go on.
Exactly. So let me bring in Professor Kofi Abuchi at this time. And Professor Kofi Abuchi, we've talked about the importance of Parliament in a democracy, for instance. You've talked about the role that Parliament must play. Did the 8th Parliament play that role that is expected of a Parliament in a thriving democracy?
First of all, the announcement of the constitution of Parliament itself by the election of the Speaker ushered in what was to come. Did the 8th Parliament play that role? I wasn't expecting a dramatic shift from how Parliament has always operated, although I expected that because of the closeness of the numbers involved, we were going to witness something of a different Parliament. Now, the reason I wasn't expecting this is institutions don't change overnight. We have entrenched institutional culture that has been around for the better part of about 30 years, as of now. And so, in the circumstances, and I expected that because political parties were sort of beholden to the mandate of the executive, and because members of parliament saw themselves first and foremost as being responsible for the performance of their government, as opposed to being responsible for checking the executive, I knew that we're not necessarily going to see a dramatic shift in the way things were done. In any case, we haven't had a justification for that. The only reason I knew that we were going to experience something of an interesting parliament was how close the numbers were. And in the life of the parliament, we saw a number of things, including an allegation that a certain member of parliament was dressed up to make, or rather somebody was dressed up and appeared as a member of parliament who wasn't and participated even though she wasn't that person, so to speak. So in other words, we had real dramatic and melodramatic moments. So as to whether or not this parliament actually lived up to its billing in the sense of what a parliament should be, in terms of how it checks the executive, I can say the closest we came to is the speaker itself. In fact, in many ways, the speaker made a difference in terms of being very strong in his interpretation of the rules, in terms of being very assertive against coordinated branches of government, including the judiciary, in terms of general leadership of parliament. And as Professor Bafouaj has said, we may not have had an experience before. This is the first time in which we are seeing a Speaker of Parliament who is coming from the opposite end of the aisle. And in the circumstances, I think the Speaker clearly saw his mandate as someone who was to, as it were, help Parliament come into its own, instead of Parliament being in the shadows of the executive. So, in terms of performance overall, the Parliament has done, in my opinion, much better than many parliaments in the past, in spite of the chaos, in spite of the confusion that characterized the operation, even to the very end of its term. It has performed well in terms of its highlighting the issues, generally standing up to other institutions, and generally, as it were, asserting its autonomy and the mandate which it actually established. It has performed much, much better than many of its colleagues in the past. But generally, Parliament still has an awful lot of work to do in living up to the mandate that the Constitution has entrusted on it. Parliament is supposed to be the strongest of the institutions in terms of its accountability and feedback mandate, in terms of its ratificatory authority. However, Parliament in reality has operated as the weakest over the years, and I think has just apparently taken the first step perhaps to move out of that drum. And hopefully the 9th Parliament will overcome what the 8th Parliament.
I mean, we'll look at the 9th Parliament because the 9th Parliament is totally different from the 8th Parliament. But you've talked about Parliament failing to check the executive. Some would say, at least, I mean, you've talked about how this Parliament is done better, but talking about checking the executive, we saw instances the executive had to, go back. When it comes to the e-levy conversation, started with 1.75, it ended with 1.0. Even recently, when it comes to exemptions, tax exemptions, you saw how the minority said no in the end, we didn't get them. Hasn't this parliament, particularly the minority, helped check the executive in ensuring that they did not do the things that other parliaments allow them to do?
That is the reason I said, in terms of a comparative analysis, this parliament appears to have done better, and some would even say much better, than its historical compatriots. However, and I have also mentioned the fact that it appears to have taken the first step out of that long shadow, out of that long march from being a shadow of others, instead of coming into its own and as it were asserting itself. But if you look at this on its own, not in comparative terms, the percentages, even from what you have just mentioned, in percentage terms, you'll be charitable to give Parliament 30 to 40% in overall terms. And one can start from the very onset of things, the appointment of ministers, for example. The number of times ministers are presented and the extent to which Parliament is able to, as it were, accept, confirm, or refuse appointments on the basis of certain clear questions that are raised against ministers who are presented. In the end, if you take the total number of times Parliament accedes to executive demands, and especially circumstances in which you have a clear cleavage between parliamentary approvals and public sentiments. Anytime you have a clear cleavage between parliamentary approval and what the public thinks, generally on a particular matter, you see an instance in which you have a parliament that is not connected to its people, and that often is a failure of parliamentary checks. So the point I'm making is this parliament clearly has done better in comparative terms, but in substantive terms on its own, as an institution, it still has an awful lot of work to do. And the real problem usually is because you have instances in which the executive, the MPs, first and foremost see themselves as being beholden to executive preferences, and the reason is because they see themselves as an extension of the executive. In other words, they belong to a political party. They were put there by a political party. They must effect the mandate of the political party. That leads to the sort of fragmentation in Parliament that invariably weakens the institution. And until we see an end to the fragmentation, in which even though you have party politicking on certain core issues of national interest, you have MPs and not necessarily NDC MPs or MPP MPs. I think that's part of the reason why people are a bit concerned about the current composition of Parliament, because you have a strong majority. If that strong majority doesn't move along the lines of national interest, then you're likely to have instances in which virtually everything is on political lines and the institution itself is never strong enough to check the executive.
Yes, we'll come back to the current Parliament.
Yes, the point made about a strong majority. Some say perhaps the good news is Agbang Bagbin is returning as Speaker. He has a tendency sometimes to hold his own against even his own party. Would that help, Prof?
Is it to me?
Yes, Prof.
Okay. Absolutely. As I indicated, you have a Speaker who has shown a tendency to be very strong when it comes to rule interpretation. Speaker Bagwin has, on some occasions, appeared like a judge who looks at the law and tries to interpret the law and apply it strongly. He is not just a speaker who speaks on politics, but he's a speaker who sometimes is very strong in legal interpretation. My expectation is that if he continues along the lines of how he started in the 8th Parliament, which is now dying, we probably will have a continuation of the current Parliament, in which his strong presence as Speaker may create a semblance of balance. A semblance of balance in the sense of he actually looking at things on the side of principle, and that will counterbalance the strong political preferences, which ultimately wins the day by way of numbers. My expectation is that if Speaker Bagwin goes along the lines of how the 8th Parliament is ending, then we are likely to have a semblance of balance. But the difficulty with that is that the decisions in Parliament are very often taken on the basis of numbers, especially when you have to have a vote, unless there's a question of interpretation of the rules of Parliament. That is where the Speaker is able to come in. And so the Speaker's ability to, as it were, shape the configuration of things is itself a bit limited. There are times when clearly the matter has to be put to the vote. And when you have situations like that, invariably the numbers still work. And that's where ultimately I still think that it is the members of Parliament themselves they must have a psyche by way of their induction, a psyche of being members of parliament first and foremost, and then representatives of political parties next. We have had the opposite for many, many years, and unfortunately that has always been the undoing of parliament.
Okay, let me bring you in at this point, Professor Bafu Ajimandu. I mean, before we get to the next parliament, you have talked about, this parliament having its positives and negatives. You've talked about the positives. What are the negatives?
Well, as I said, not so much negativity here, but there were some instances, where the executive, I think, was kind of met with some serious rebuff on matters that I think in the best interest of the country. So we saw oftentimes excessive bit of partisan politics, and that again part of the man-party that I mentioned earlier. So it wasn't that negative. Overall, this parliament, and I agree with my is being perhaps the best of the republic, only because of the nature of its composition. Now, if we are going to move to see why parliament is not going to get into details, going to discuss it, then it gives us a unique opportunity to see whether, in fact, between the parliament and the supermajority parliament, how they will perform. And I think we can add that later. So when you ask me about what were negatives about this particular parliament, I don't see much. I don't see, except to say that in some instances, I think authority that played a role by simply blocking the gap from giving such a
But let's look at the 9th parliament now. I mean, we've talked about, and these are conversations we've had already. Let's look at the 9th parliament, because just as Raymond asked the question, the NDC has absolute majority, 2/3. In fact, they have the numbers to form a quorum, and they have the numbers to take a decision, and they have the numbers to even throw out a CI. How is this going to affect the next parliament? You've talked about how you believe the hung parliament contributed to the performance of this parliament. How will the absolute majority impact parliament?
Absolute majority imposes some serious responsibility on that party, because the tendency will be to use our numbers to what we want. And that is, I think, the fear of some people, that they may use their numbers. And that is where responsibility becomes very important. If they are using their numbers to serve the national interest, so defined, then there's no problem with that. Because I think in the past there have been certain matters, if in fact we had majority, in some instances we could have moved it forward in our democratic forms. A good example here is this attempt to get the districts and municipalities to elect CEOs. But of course, it became partisan, and it was dropped for reasons that we never knew much about. So here, if the NDC has to use this supermajority to really help to bring reforms that are quite popular with the people, I think that would be very positive. So that is one thing but all the same, I know that if they are tempted by the majority to push through certain measures that will be partisan not parliamentary, but looking at the whole nation where popular sentiments are, then I don't see any in that. So that's one thing. Also, this majority, we have to look at the usual executive in parliamentary work. Even though we have these division of powers, oftentimes the executive tends to include in the work of parliament. But here again, if you look at the current situation where the incoming president has endorsed one of the contestants for the speakership, then one can also be a little bit concerned whether you're going to see any executive intrusion to blur the checks and balances. But I think we have if, for instance, Mr. Bagman becomes the speaker, then I agree with Professor Boch that we will have somebody who deal with the situation without needlessly bending backwards and just hold personal interest all the time. So if that happens, I think I won't be worried at all about the super majority of the end. But my biggest concern here is the extent to which the majority in Parliament can hold itself check and be responsible so that we don't have any honest positions. Because if they are not careful, the majority also can become a tyranny, as we all know.
Okay. Professor Bochi, I mean, you've always talked about your expectations of Parliament. So let's look at what you'd expect this Parliament to do, particularly the NDC that has absolute majority. What should they use the advantage for? Hello, Professor Bochi? Okay, I think we don't have Professor Bochi. So let me get back to you, Professor Bafo-Agyeman. Yeah, I mean, you've talked about, the expectations, but let's look at it. I mean, let's delve into specifics here. You've talked about the election of MMDCs. I mean, they don't need a referendum to say that you can elect them on non-partisan basis. But beyond that, what else would you expect them to do?
One of the drawbacks we have in our current system is how our development tends to slide just because of partisanship. And here I'm looking at if in fact we have a national program, I don't know what we are going to use them, or they are going back to what they did when they were in power 8 years ago. And here I'm referring to this fantastic document produced by the NDP under the chairmanship of Professor Boltre and my good friend Nino. If we are going back to pick that document and begin to see how best this document can become in our development efforts, then I think this majority can be used to really support and push for certain national projects that we have not been able to meet because of the partisan politics.
Okay.
So I'm talking about around a development that will bring some kind of breakthrough in our development. That is what we are using their method to help it promote.
Okay. Can you hold on for me, Professor Bafo-Agyeman? Professor Bochi, so I mean, we've talked about your expectations of Parliament in the past. Now that the NDC has majority, 2/3 majority, what should they use it for? What do you expect them to do? What must they do now that they have the numbers in moving Parliament and our development forward?
I think, as has been mentioned, as Prof has mentioned, the majority actually imposes a heavy burden. And the heavy burden is a question of responsibility and blame. When Parliament is hung, it's easy to split blame when things don't go well. But when one party has a commanding authority, it's easier to blame that party because the explanation is that the party essentially had the power to do what it wants to do and therefore to undo whatever it doesn't want to do. So the majority is actually one that imposes responsibility, which therefore the party would have to be very careful about in terms of how they deploy it and how they use it. So I think the advantage of a party having so much numbers in Parliament is that it enables you to pursue a legislative agenda that is in tandem with your development policy. Development policy is predicated on good legislations. So if you have the authority in Parliament, you have the requisite legislative enablement to pursue the kind of agenda that will help you advance your own agenda, your own development agenda. So my expectation is that the NDC, with the majority that they have in Parliament, would craft the appropriate developmental framework and pursue that with the legislative enablement that they have in Parliament. That also implies that when it comes to legislative policy itself, The kinds of laws that they would want passed, they will have them passed. The kinds of laws that they would want revoked or rather repealed, they will have them repealed easily. And the various things that Parliament is able to do under the Constitution, they would very easily be able to do them because they do not have the legislative restriction that a hung Parliament, for example, suffered from under the 8th Parliament. In addition to that, you have a number of constitutional proposals that are actually on the table. President Mills started a constitution reform and the constitution review. It has gone through many phases, but has really not seen the light of day. Many people are urging that we should bring the constitution review to a close. I think this is an opportunity to do that. And because it started under an NDC government, it should be easier relatively to bring that into perspective and to use the legislative enablement again that they have under the current, or rather the incoming Parliament, to pursue that agenda. So my expectation is that because they have such a commanding authority in Parliament, it should be easier for them to put together the requisite legislative agenda to back their own developmental priorities and policies. However, it also contains a danger, and the danger is that it's easier to blame when things go wrong.
Professor Abochi, are there laws that you're hoping would be passed by the 9th Parliament or repealed?
Well, specifically, I think the key problems we have in terms of our general laws will be in the area of constitution reform. One of them is the low-hanging one, for example, the issue of whether or not a private member can even bring a bill to Parliament. Somebody will say it's moot now, but it is still there in some form. And the reason is because the Constitution is framed in such a way that it's easier for a speaker to feel sort of hamstrung in accepting private members' bail if somebody makes a complaint, for example, to court that it imposes a charge on the consolidated fund. To avoid that prospect, I think Article 108 will have to be looked at again, and a number of other constitutional provisions. But having said that, I think the key things that the NDC may be in a hurry to repeal, or rather the key legislations they may be in a hurry to repeal, will be tax-oriented legislations. Because the tax-oriented legislations, I think many economic experts have agreed generally, appear to sort of depress the economic growth of Ghana. And they themselves, as a political party, have made some noise about how some taxes which are deemed to be nuisance would have to go. So I think generally the key areas, legislative reform by way of constitution review, but also the issue of reform in terms of financial legislation, and a few other legislations that affect the economy broadly speaking, including banking, for example. The experience we had with the banking collapses. This is one area many people would like to see some key legislative proposals introduced. The role and mandate, for example, of the Bank of Ghana. The fact that we have a central bank and we still experienced what we experienced. And as we speak, many people still say that even though there was some banking stress tests that were conducted and some initiatives by the Bank of Ghana, we still have significant risk exposures of many of the banks. Indicates that we probably need a legislative, reform in this area, a legislative reform predicated on a serious research-based review of the entire banking sector. So I would be expecting more of commercially related legislations, from taxes to development-oriented legislations, but also banking legislations, and then broad constitutional review in terms of the proposals that are still pending before Parliament.
The final question, gentlemen, is about the quality and competence of the people in our Parliament today. Some very old hands have been replaced. Some chairpersons, others are retiring out of Parliament and all of that. To play that oversight role properly, you may need some people who understand some of these matters properly and bring different experience on board. If you glean the people who have been elected into our Parliament, generally, do they represent the kind of competencies you want in the Parliament to do the work they are supposed to do? Professor Abochi first.
Well, you're asking me a very difficult question. And that difficult question is to make a generalized statement of 275 people who have been elected on the question of quality. Look, you are going to have a median scale, and a median scale of people who are broadly qualified to be there. Broadly qualified in the sense of they have broad appreciation of national issues and policies, and they can articulate perspectives and positions as a representative you may have some median satisfaction in that respect. But question of whether or not we have the best and the cream of our country, that has always been a contested issue. I would say, and I think many will agree, that generally we don't tend to have that. Generally, we don't tend to have the caliber of people who have an in-depth understanding of issues affecting the economy, domestic policy, broadly speaking, international policy and international relation issues, issues affecting Ghana as a country and its general standing in the world, and the complicated developmental questions that we face every day. Some will argue that, generally we don't tend to have these. But that ultimately goes to the sifting mechanisms of the parliamentary representatives. The party's sifting mechanism. Who are the people who generally tend to make it through the process of sifting and the process of selection? It tells you that the system that we have in place is one that perhaps reward or has the kinds of incentives that reward people of a certain caliber. And so people of other caliber, so to speak, may not necessarily make it, even if they are interested in aspiring to the position of members of parliament. So that remains a long-standing issue, which the parties would have to address. But these parties are also interested, not necessarily, so to speak, and let's be honest, they are not necessarily interested in putting the best candidate forward. They are interested in winning a seat. So the expectations and the incentives and the dynamics align differently at different levels. And until and unless you're able to address these, you are invariably going to have different inputs and different outputs. And the reason is because the expectations and the incentives are different. Parties don't necessarily care about the best candidates. They care about the seat. Are we able to win the seat? So whoever wins the seat for them, if the person is popular and the person doesn't necessarily or would not necessarily contribute anything by way of parliamentary practice and development, the parties are not necessarily interested in that. They're interested in whether they can secure the seat, and once they can secure the seat, that is the overarching and overriding consideration. And so these are matters that parties will have to look at, but generally the governance architecture itself may have to also address, which includes perhaps the constitutional review issue that I mentioned earlier.
Professor Ajimandia, he hasn't tackled the question you asked. Prof. Ajimandia.
Yes, I think he said it. We are talking here about political recruitment. That is to say how our political actors are recruited from the ground to the top. And certainly the beginning point will be the Constitution that prescribes the basic qualifications. And beyond that, you can't do much about it. So we see in most democracies, people who get into important positions, not necessarily because they are competent or they are better than others, but unfortunately, that's what the system produces for that. So in our case, as he said, political parties are looking for winning seats in parliament. And therefore, they are more interested in the person who can get the votes and join them in parliament rather than competency and all that kind of stuff. So I think that is where the problem begins. But overall, I think when they come to parliament, especially the new ones, those who are capable of learning fast, within a matter of months, and begin to learn the basic trade of being a parliamentarian. Some others may take them longer. But the good news is that they're going to mix up with some of the veterans, people who have been there for quite some time, and they can be mentored in that respect or tutored in that respect to also join the ranks. So in a way, while we cannot control the quality of individuals, I don't even know if we can determine what that quality should be at the moment, besides the basic qualification of having your education and being qualified age. We have to just hope that whoever gets there will be capable of learning the trade and contributing to the process that they I think for me, about that I'm hoping that there are some who therefore who are very experienced who will lead these new ones and put it there so have an effect in the past. But there's one point to bring it up as when the book about the for forms of this parliament, the new one.
Professor Ajimandia, could you please reposition yourself? I think we're experiencing some breaks in the line.
Okay, if it's better,
It sounds better, I think, yeah.
Okay. I was referring to the early question regarding the expectations for a change with the majority or supermajority in Parliament. And I wanted to add the list that Professor Bochi made, which is the work in economic governance, talking about the bank. I think there are so many state institutions where over the past 30 years we have seen that their functions are somehow hampered by the way they are constituted. And here, let's talk about the excessive powers of the president, the executive, especially in the area of appointments. Over the past few months, we have heard so much about appointing the heads of the constitutional bodies, for instance, the Electoral Commission and the others. Even people have raised questions about how the Chief Justice should be appointed. So this is one area that I think we should take seriously, because certainly our executive being endowed with so much power can be simply abused. The more critical area should be in the area of decentralization. And that is not just the appointment of the DCEs and MCEs, not at all. If you appoint them, if you elect them, and at the same time you do not change the system of finance, what we call the fiscal decentralization, that will empower them to have the power to initiate programs, initiate revenue generation, and those kind of things, then it will mean much. So as we think of perhaps electing our district chief executives, at the same time, we might also be mindful of the need to decentralize the financial management so that at least resource mobilization at this level can, also be initiated to enable them to do what the people want them to do in the area of advancing the economic well-being.
Right. And this is the very final question. What would you miss about the 8 parliaments? Professor Bochi first.
Interesting question again. I will certainly miss the drama. I think there were a lot of unpredictabilities about this parliament. For example, how the parliament ultimately got suspended was an unpredictable thing. I think the strength of the speaker, that perhaps we will not miss it because I'm sure it's likely to continue. The strength of the speaker in being resolute about his decisions and about his constant assertion of parliamentary autonomy. That will be missed if it is not continued. If it's continued, then we're going to continue enjoying it. I will certainly miss the wrangling between members of parliament that became very heated and sometimes almost comical, that resulted in all kinds of funny outcomes, including the ultimate suspension in the last one that we saw. So yes, we'll miss that high-stake drama. This parliament was anything but boring. It was anything but highly predictable. It was clearly an institution that understood not only its mandate, but also understood that it was in a certain state of flux. So I will miss that mindset, and because we have such a high majority in this one, I don't expect that we're going to see the same high-stake, high-tension things. And the NPP itself is going to be very careful about the extent to which they use the power of boycott. Because whether or not they boycott, this parliament will function because the NDC has the numbers. And so boycotts will be irrelevant. Nobody will know or pay attention to it. It will have nothing more than the symbolic significance that we have. So I'll miss the aspects of the high-stake, brinkmanship, behavioral tendencies on the part of members of parliament. And the speaker's own sort of balancing and tilting tendencies in trying to shape things, moving things forward.
Professor Bafwajimandia.
Well, I have to repeat some of what my good friend has said already. Drama. It began on a dramatic fashion when punches were thrown and, when they were electing the speaker right from day one, and ended on another dramatic note with the speaker's decisions confronting the judiciary and all. But I think what we can also miss is the high level of accountability demand. If we look back at how some of these parliamentarians, some individuals, champion certain causes relentlessly, for me it was great. Now, for the incoming one, I do not know if these same individuals can continue their crusade in the area of official accountability and other things. So overall, I think we wait to see how it's going to play out. But this outgoing parliament, the drama was too much, and the humor. Some individuals who spoke and we didn't know what they were saying, and yet we all laughed about it. I'm talking here about Katie Hammond and such characters that we had in this parliament. They are all gone now. Let's hope that the new generation of parliamentarians will give us the best that we need as a people.
All right, gentlemen, we thank you so much for your time. Professor Bafwa Jimandia, thank you. He's a former UN governance expert. And Professor Kofi Abochi, we are super grateful. He's Dean UPSA Law School. We're grateful for your insights. You've enriched this conversation, and we truly appreciate. This is the Super Morning Show. Stay with us. We've got more to come.
Happy Monday. Welcome to Vital Signs by Sonotech Medical Center. I'm Dr. Chris Bachman. How is the new year, new me going? Well, prevention is always better than cure. As we begin the new year, it's the perfect time to prioritize your health by scheduling your annual checkup. Preventative care is like a tune-up for your body. It helps identify potential health issues before they become serious problems. During your checkup, your doctor assesses key aspects of your health, from blood pressure and cholesterol levels to routine screenings like breast exam or ultrasound. These tests aren't just for when you feel unwell. They are designed to detect silent conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or certain cancers early when treatment is most effective. Think of it this way: just like servicing your car prevents breakdown, a health checkup ensures your body runs smoothly all year long. At Sonotech, we make it easy, convenient, and stress-free to stay ahead of your health. So don't wait. Schedule your appointment today and invest in the healthiest version of yourself in 2025. Reach us on 0308 040036.
Are you hoping to start university this January? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and up to 50% scholarship to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless possibilities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our January 2025 intake. Apply now for our foundation program. For more information, contact us at +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
Ghana Post. Ghana Post. The most affordable delivery option for food and merchandise from Ghana to everywhere in the world. Connect with us today and see for yourself. Ghana Post. Smart, secure deliveries.
Package in less than 5 days. Ghana Post, they make life the big. Ghana Post will deliver to you wherever you are in the world.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions.
And send tweets.
Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
I used to stress about where to receive my Abro sticker and always used to doubt whether my friend has really sent it.
So I asked a friend of mine and he said his wife used to have similar challenges until she decided to receive money transfers from CBG.
Well, I can relate because now I receive my money from CBG. It's so simple, fast and secure with no delays and no hidden fees. And I must say, life is now feeling good.
Stay connected to your loved ones no matter where they are. With Consolidated Bank Ghana's money transfer services, you can receive money quickly and securely from abroad, whether through MoneyGram, Western Union, PayAngel, Transfast, UnityLink, RIA, EaseRemit, Thunes, TapTap Send, and TerraPay. Cash out your way any day with Consolidated Bank Ghana. Welcome to the good life. CBG, we stand with you.
We stand with
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 90.
On all electronic transactions to widen the tax net and rope in the informal sector. This shall be known as the Electronic Transaction Levy or e-levy.
Mr. Speaker, we believe that the e-levy is punitive. It will undermine our quest to grow a digital economy. Mr. Speaker, we are guided by the public good, and we think that monies recoverable from the Auditor General report can as well compensate for the imposition of an e-levy.
And that's the 8th parliament that we're looking at. This is the parliament that we're saying goodbye to midnight today. So we're now asking you what you make of the 8th Parliament. How would you describe it? What would you miss about it? Get ready to give us a call on 0302 216 541 and 055 We will start engaging you right after these.
And the Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited is organizing its end-of-year furniture promotional sales from now to the end. No, I think it's actually up to the end of January.
Yes.
And so they're giving you a whopping 10 to 15% discount on all furniture at their furniture shops. Tamania Community 4, Head Office Akwaje, Takrady Market Circle, Cape Coast University Bookshop, Spinters Road near APSA, Atomic at the Center Point Mall, Winneba University Campus, KNUST, and Santas in Kumasi. You can shop online, kingdomstoreonline.com. Hurry while stock lasts. For enquiries, call them on 0501620810 or 0302764101 or email info@kingdomgh.com. Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, where quality and affordability are assured. T's and C's apply.
Now, what a way to kick off 2025. Holiday in Airport City is now Palms by Eagles. Palms by Eagles. Yes, nice. Yes. They are offering a fresh, delightful experience. The newly improved hotel is ready to welcome you with unmatched hospitality in the heart of Accra. And on the 1st of January, they did some wonderful display. The standing pool area. They had a cocktail party. Oh, Mamabi, I should have taken you. Yeah, why are you living this far? And yesterday too. That was 5th, right? Yesterday was 5th. Yeah. They also delivered a wonderful ceremonial brunch Sunday. Oh, come on. Sunday brunch. It was fantastic too. I mean, you need to go there and experience elevated hospitality like never before. It's Palms by Eagles. Let me say good morning to you, Mr. Chris Asante. Yes, he's the man in charge.
I could live there, you know.
Yeah, I know you. Yeah.
You're complaining about where I live, so put down some deposit.
Yes. Hey, every day I go to I need that testimony to be able to do this one.
Well, we're talking about the 8th Parliament and what do you miss about it. Give us a call on 0302 216 541 and 055 What are your highlights? But Raymond, we do have some messages.
Certainly, and this one is actually from at FOEDM. The outgoing parliament had demonstrated a lack of commitment to the country, prioritizing their own interest over those of the citizens. Specifically, the NPP, which held a slim majority, showed arrogance and dismissed citizens' complaints about the taxes they approved. Now, as Stretch Dom says, I don't have a word, but I'm grateful we had Speaker Alban Bagbin. Justice for Maya says, chaotic. That's how he describes the parliament. Now, the life of Kwame says, non-existent. Actually, the parliament was non-existent. It didn't happen. Now, at Nana_Aninakwa says chaos. And at Raymond Awine, there was an arrogant speaker. That is what Raymond says. At Taiko 05, the greatest parliament in the history of Ghana. So that's the differences in there. Taiko thinks that is the greatest parliament in the history of Ghana. Some say chaotic and others are saying that it wasn't existing at all.
All right. 0302 216 541 0302 216 541 and 055 Is it the speaker's assertiveness? Because he's been so assertive, this particular speaker, that's why some people may think that he's arrogant, perhaps.
He had a difficult job to do. First and foremost, I've not seen any speaker that's had to deal with such a parliament. And coming from the other side too, he needed to be seen. But I think beyond everything, Bagbin defended parliament. He rarely, sometimes did not care whether he was coming from the minority or the majority. He spent quality time defending parliament. And if you see the changes, the structural changes he made in parliament to committees, structures, who heads which unit and all of that. And this parliament also, for a long time, had not gotten a revised standing order. Now they have a new one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But,
I'll tell you one
Papa
thing.
Is in Latabiokoshi. Let's speak to Papa and we'll come to you, Kojo. Good morning to you, Papa. Happy New Year.
Good morning, Malawi. Good morning. Parliament is the greatest I have lived to witness so far. Can you imagine Parliament not hung like this? A lot of things would have been forced down our throats. I think the speaker is okay. He did his best. He has done well. He wasn't too partisan and he wasn't aligned to anybody. So he's the greatest, my opinion. Thank you.
All right, thank you too. You two can give us a call on 0302-216-541. Kojo?
Yeah, I was just going to say that he was certainly a strong man. You know, in the tradition of the strong men that were contradicted against strong institutions by Barack Obama. But he tried to use his powers for good. You know, he certainly wanted Parliament to be a strong institution. But he realized that he would have to kind of drag it along by its bootstraps. And it wasn't always easy. There were many times when he came up against the entirety of the law. And he would hold a position that was unpopular, but he would hold it firm. And one of the things he would certainly be, he's coming back, otherwise I would have said remembered for. But one of the things the 8th Parliament will be remembered for will be the decisiveness of Alban Bagbin. I don't know how some people translate that to be arrogance, but he certainly didn't hesitate around a decision, did he?
All right, so call us and join in this conversation 0302-216-541 or 055-1111-997. Of course, you can still send us your WhatsApp messages and then also post on X with the hashtag JoySMS. We have Kaketo. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Happy New Year.
Yeah, the same to you.
Okay. Did you say Kaketo?
Yeah, my name is Kaketo, alias correct the wrongs in the society.
Oh, okay. All right then. Interesting. Let's hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. On the issue of Bagbin, I think that the information we are all picking on the radio and in the media that Speaker Bagbin will be retained is in the right direction. President Mahama won the election based on experience as former president. So if the NDC is bringing Speaker Bagbin, who is also equipped with experience, especially the August House, having been in Parliament for 12 years or 16 years, and having passed through all the meals, and we did hang Parliament, and NDC is retaining him, we welcome him. Bagbin is a patriot and a nationalist. When it's in the interest of Ghana, which Ghanaians demonstrated in 2024 for President Mahama, Ghanaians are looking for people who stand for Ghana first. They are not interested in this NDC MPP thing. Yes, everybody belongs to NDC MPP. But when Ghanaians see that you are pursuing the agenda of Ghana first, they will support you. They are fed up with this intoxication of NDC MPP team, which is not taking the country anywhere. So we support Bagbin. He should continue where he thinks Ghana must come first. He should be bold to let Ghanaians know that Ghana must come first. And that is why they gave President Mahama 58%, 67.7%, approximately 58%. And President Mahama is on the court, especially the people he has appointed for the oral team. We support President Mahama. He should do the right thing for Ghana first, not always in the interest of NDC or NPP. He should bring everybody on board and build this country and leave a legacy that cannot be matched by anybody. Thank you very much.
We thank you, Kaketo. There's actually a statement from the office of the president-elect signed by Felix Kwachiofosu, the special aide, which says that the president-elect mandates NDC parliamentary leadership to nominate Right Honorable ASK Bagbin as Speaker of the 9th Parliament. Jack is joining us from Achimota. Hello, Jack. Happy New Year.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, Jack. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. So this is Jake, actually, calling from Achimota.
Okay,
yes,
all right, Jake.
I think that until the coming of the 8th Parliament, many Ghanaians of my age didn't know that Parliament could be that strong an institution. Honorable Bagbin has given meaning to parliamentary democracy. Whether you like it or not,
we have come to witness a parliament that holds the executive in check. For a very long time, since 1992, we began this first republic. We've never had such a strong parliament. Honorable Bagbin has given true meaning to the rule of law. And the concept and doctrine of separation of powers can be seen at play in the 8th parliament. And I think that this has been the best parliament Ghana could have ever had. And so many of us are very excited and happy that he is coming back. And we hope and pray that everything goes well. Bagbin is an institution which has to be learned at the university. And I think that a lot of us young guys who are coming up have a lot to learn from him. Being patriotic, being a citizen, not a spectator, having the interests of the country at heart beyond political or party interests is what the country desires and what the country is looking forward to for our development. Where we are now is neither NDC nor NPP. It's about the development of this country that matters most to many of us. And we think that Bagbin, as a person, coming back is a good news, and we wish him well. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
We thank you too, Jake, for your contribution. Kofi Bedu is in Kumasi. Hello, good morning, Kofi.
Hi, dear. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm also doing well.
We thank God.
Very well. Yes, Bagbin as a speaker, I think he did so well because we are having a hung parliament, and the people should understand that we had a hung parliament, and he was able to control it to the extent that it got to a point the NDC, some of the NDC MPs were not happy with him, and also on the other hand, the NPP MPs were not also happy with him in some extent. So I think he did so well, and even upon all this, he was able to control it to the best, expectation of us. And what I want to tell His Excellency John Mahama is that he has all the powers, so he should carry on the what is so popular in the minds of well-meaning Ghanaians. Other than that, if anything goes wrong, he will be brave because he has power to do everything. So I'm expecting him to carry on with both things that are in the minds of the populace. But that is why he was given an overwhelming victory. So he has, some of us has a lot of expectations of him. Those who voted for him, especially the women, the female. You see, this is so phenomenal, and I think we are expecting. I wish His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the best of luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kofi Bedu. Guys, there's one thing that I have not heard you guys speak on. Raymond, I raised it earlier, the cloak and the gown. In fact, even in the last... Raymond thinks it's not significant and it doesn't mean much, but I think it means a lot for the speaker to change the appearance of members of parliament, beginning with himself, to the extent that in the last State of the Nation address, he actually was not in the traditional outfit that you normally would see a speaker wear. So it's come to stay. I mean, how significant is this? Looking more traditional, like Ghanaian.
See, there's a bit of and let's not get it wrong, when Alan Chamati wanted to introduce Friday wear, right? He did it in Parliament. You remember? Some MPs took it up. Mm-hmm. They occasionally wore it. It was a good starter, because I know that in this Parliament, some people not wearing suit with tie was considered you are naked or something. Yeah. Which I found. But if that's the standard we want for dressing, if the speaker spearheaded some change, the kente, I'm not sure which traditional authorities headgear he was wearing, but it was quite clear that he changed it. Sometimes he blended with some other, kaftan and all the other things. But to me, that is not comparable to the other things that he did as speaker. And perhaps those ones stood out more. We were all amazed when we sometimes saw him wearing things that people were not sure of. But but you cannot fault the man. They say they can do. I don't know why they say formal, that they say stroke traditional.
Yes.
almost make it look as if the traditional is not formal.
I mean, that's a problem.
Yeah,
it's
a bit of a contention in this republic.
But Speaker Bagming deciding to, dress like that's okay. I am not a suits person, and so if I see people dressed like that, I am happy. But
people saw you December 7. They saw you.
Yes, that's a compulsion.
I liked it personally. I liked it. I thought it was a touch of color, and it was also an important talking point. That's part of the thing about making an institution relevant. People have to talk about it. So if he took every opportunity, because look, he could have worn a suit and come to sit there, nobody would have noticed. He would have still done the job and gone home. But he took that opportunity of just while sitting there doing his job, creating talkability for the institution. That's actually smart. And I think it's something that he will be, again, I keep saying remembered for, as if he's not coming back. But yeah. So no, I liked it. I thought it was actually quite cool, and it made us talk about Parliament. Anyway, all is well that ends well. Tonight we will be in Parliament to witness every single moment as the new Parliament, the 9th Parliament, gets itself organized and sworn in.
No military invasion.
Don't speak too soon.
No, that is not going to happen.
Let's certainly hope not. But I don't think anybody could have anticipated it, 4 years ago. So let's hope that nothing untoward happens. Let's hope we have a smooth sailing ceremony, and that we do our democracy proud. But if you want to catch every moment of it, then just keep your dial locked on Joy. We'll also be on the Joy News channel and on all our social media platforms live from Parliament tonight. Stay tuned for that. Until then, though, keep it locked on Joy. Thank you so much for listening to the Super Morning Show. We've had a blast bringing it to you, and we're doing it again tomorrow. Don't miss it. My name is Kojo Youngson. I'm the morning man.
I'm Mama View Swabwaji.
Winston.
Raymond.